This conference will now be recorded.
All right, we're on. We're in motion.
You got a smartphone?
I sure do.
What is your number?
617.
You don't want to photocopy it?
Well, he's gonna give me a full. I mean, he's giving me a picture of.
Okay.
It's well, it's what is it? 12 by 30. Excuse me, 24 by 36.
You could make You could make a bunch of copies in there if you want in the room. You pay for the paper, so just don't run away with the
You
drawing.
know what? While it's out, maybe I'll just do that.
617
947
947
6665.
6665.
And I'll take suggestion and I'll
Yeah.
go out of the copy room there.
Why not? Right?
Who doesn't want to spend 2 hours at town hall?
Well, after that meeting, you need to unwind somewhere. Better off in the copy, all right?
Oh, just
I
keep
was
going.
out there playing
Get it?
kickball with my kids.
Take a look at it. You should be able to. You can blow it up pretty big. It's
Yep. I can. I got most of it, but yeah, again, I'll also do a hard copy too, if you don't mind. I'll piece it together.
okay. It'll take me a couple of minutes to do that.
Oh, okay.
What the heck?
All right, I'll be in touch, Peter.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Give me a yell if you need anything, Mr. Hearn.
You need it ready to go?
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Start calling them in.
Well, we gotta get Charlie up here. We gotta come up with Charlie here for. What's he doing? Out smoking?
Yeah, talking.
Okay. You cocksucker.
What's this all about? We're not part of it?
What is it, bro?
Mutual aid?
Somebody put it inside the bag of the coffee, and gallons of the coffee mold, Sam put it in the freezer. So we had to track it down where it was, so we got that back.
The great scooper keeper.
Right. It was a 3/4 cup scoop, wasn't it?
I mean, I put our scooper back in the bag too, so I mean, I would have done the same thing.
Son of a bitch. What's going on with this thing? Now that you're on the board, you got signed in? Did you get signed into the town hall yet? Take your oath of office and all that? Okay, you gotta do that tomorrow at the clerk, but we need to continue to curate this inbox. You'll get access to it. You can dial in from home.
Great.
And what we do is we just go through and put a flag on things we need to answer at the meeting.
Yep.
You know, so
Better to do this year than before.
we have a few things here. Woman interested in biofilm.
10 better or 20 better?
We got quite a few people out there.
Oh, it's beach testing.
Oh, great.
It's all you, buddy.
It is.
Soon. I'll take it with you for now. But yeah. We did have a fire. We did have
All right, let's get this meeting started. My apologies.
You're good. Just got one file over right now. Wait for sure.
Thank you, Peter. Peter, go ahead.
His name was sitting there.
Oh, is David here?
I don't know who was you.
Yeah.
that's David.
Cool.
That's the town health agent.
Awesome.
Well, here, you take this comfy seat. Oh, okay.
The seat is comfy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Enjoy. Let's see. Kyle, how close are we, brother, to?
We're being recorded right now.
We're recording right now?
We're all set.
You guys already did the Pledge of Allegiance?
Nope. Haven't done any of that.
Ready, Kyle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Where did David go?
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kyle Moreland present?
Charles First present.
Peter Molly present.
Okay.
Aces.
All right, we got a few things we gotta go through on email.
All right, let's get these people cleared.
Okay,
considering
bring
I'm
him
away.
in order, yeah.
Charlie, how
All
are you?
right, David.
Oh, you got my friend? Put her away.
Christine, care to join us?
You find a pair of glasses on the
Come on in, ladies.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody take a seat. I'll get you more chairs. We need more chairs.
Somebody can sit right there.
No, we have more chairs. I'll get you guys more chairs. Bobby, you want this one?
No.
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Great, thanks. You're welcome.
Or you dropped everything. Something or everything, here you go.
What's that?
Something and everything.
That's everything. That's my hope. That's my life.
Okay, so everyone's here for the same thing?
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
what is that?
The lake testing,
Okay,
bacteria testing. I got a copy of your form.
yeah, but
The
you said
permit form.
you wrote me this today and said you had questions.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's basically it.
Okay.
I've got a few questions about that.
Yeah.
The first one is, I'm a little confused about the map.
okay.
It's a 1917 map, but has it been vetted? Is it still valid?
What's-
Because there are a lot
What's
of,
the 1917 now?
the map that you guys, hold on. I think this is.
The one you were referring to last week that you got all these beaches from.
Yes, that map is gospel truth. You can check with the Hammond County Court.
Yeah.
So if I drove by an area today that there's supposed to be one and there's a garage on it.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Holland.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of what our big concern is. They're gonna be leading a bunch of people to water that is
We're
not
not-
there.
So,
No,
okay,
that-
so-
That, again,
Yeah,
like
so-
we told you the last meeting, that
Yeah, we're
was
not
not
doing
our
that.
intent with it. Our intent with it.
So can
is-
I,
is- Of course.
yeah, so point of order. So we attended a meeting with everyone last year in August.
Yeah.
And the Lake Oversight Committee was there, Commissioner, whatever it is, the Friends of Holland, Hamilton Reservoir were
Yeah.
there. And they said, we want you to test the beaches in Holland. And we said, we will. But then when we look back at it, we realized we were actually testing privately owned beaches, which by state law, master law, we don't have to do.
Are you saying that the right of ways are privately owned beaches?
Well, a
Yes.
prime example would be.
The private
Brandon
ways.
Road.
It's private right away.
So Brandon Cove, that was something that we started testing, what would you say, David, about 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Because it was notorious for hot spots.
Right.
It's a stagnant water area because of the cove. And essentially, we kept on testing that.
Wasn't there septic issues?
Well, there were a lot of tight tanks there. Dory Ference's just got replaced 2 years ago before she moved out of town. And it was a hot spot at the time, but we were not obligated to test it.
So the
So
point,
that's a prime example of one.
yeah, so at the end of that meeting, we said, because it was the end of the beach year, we said we would supply you, right, with a list of beaches. And the Lake Oversight Committee has been given this, they've got the Word document, which has actually every private multi-deeded access beach and multi-deeded access right away. That's it, right? You have that. We even mapped it out for them.
But we don't have it. So
You don't, the Lake Oversight Committee has it. You, the Friends of Hamilton Reservoir, I even have people on the Lake Oversight Committee, right? So that's why we sent it to the Recreation Department. We sent it to, and we sent it to the Select Board, they have it. And so the request from us was, per our last public meeting, we're gonna have a public meeting on beaches in August. We're gonna send you a list of beaches. right? So we agreed to do this. We agreed, we have money to test beaches. We will test a group of legacy beaches that we tested last summer, plus the one we know gets used a lot, the Aqua Riders.
Yeah.
So we will do that.
What beaches are you talking about doing?
The legacy beaches,
Which are?
which are the ones we did last year, I'd have to go and look.
Like
But,
Colette, Craig,
Yeah.
Massaconnack.
but we're going to the Lake Oversight Committee and we're saying, you tell us what beaches are used most and we'll reallocate those funds, right? To test the beaches that are actually used by the kids, right? That's what we want to do. We want to test. We don't want to test a beach just because we've been testing it for 20 years when no one uses it. Right? So we asked the Lake Oversight Committee to identify those beaches that the kids use. Then, because the town is actually offering testing services, right? So now we're actually offering testing services to private beaches, which we don't really don't have to do. It's but the cost sharing.
Well,
We're
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that
because
Name and address, please.
Travis Koski, Leisure Drive 19. You're only obligated to find an area, test it, and put the results out there. That's it. Not search, find beaches, deeds, any of that stuff. That's above and beyond the scope of what you are supposed to be doing.
we were asked to do
Well,
that.
you should be.
Hold on, hold on. No, hold on. Talk. No, hold on. We were
Actually-
asked to do it at
Actually,
the
not
public
thankful
meeting.
because I've had people come down to my beach, and because at one of the last meeting, guy comes down, I own this beach because you said you were going to give ownership.
Never.
Yes, you did. You said the form is going to
Travis,
give
what
ownership
what
to
beach,
the
okay,
people.
so what beach is that?
No,
Leisure.
that's not
Okay.
accurate.
Oh, hold on, Charlie, hold on, no,
it
hold on.
was. It was at the meeting. You can go back to
Travis,
the meetings.
which beach is that?
Leisure Drive.
Leisure Drive.
South, if you're going to say
So
it.
that's, Leisure Drive is an easement. It's the end of a road.
Correct.
There's a whole group of people who have access to
Correct.
that.
Absolutely. They do not own it.
No one owns it.
You're wrong.
Why?
There is an owner.
Who is it?
Like you said to me, I'm not
Is
going
it
to
you?
tell you. No, it's not me, but I
No.
did find the owner.
It's held in trust,
It's
supposedly.
it's no longer in a trust, okay?
Yeah.
So I haven't, and also the
But-
use of the term owner
Right.
is not legal because you cannot give owner no matter what the statute is.
Okay.
Mr. Broomer, the attorney, said 0 times you can give ownership when somebody owns it. Everybody owns something. And you cannot, a town, anybody cannot affix the name owner to anything. So the guy comes down, yells at me, says, I own this property. I'm like, what are you talking about? You ever a swimmer? You come down, swim, enjoy your day and leave. Okay, then his dog attacks my dog and says, this is okay because I own this property. When the police showed up and everything, they told him, you do not own this property. So that's the problem. People are getting misled of what they can be doing.
People have deeded access to beaches.
Correct.
Okay. All we're gonna do is the same vein of what we said we were gonna do in the town meeting. We are gonna test private beaches, which is what the public asked for at the town meeting. We said we have money to test 5. We wanna test the beaches kids use. We don't wanna just test beaches because somebody had them on a list for 20 years. At that public meeting, we said, that the Board of Health said, we will identify all the beaches that qualify to be under this testing program. The Lake Oversight Committee can pick and tell us which beaches get used by kids. So we're testing the ones that are appropriately used. But we are offering testing services to private beaches through the town. We can also offer, and we should offer those to anyone else who wants to test a beach. So I don't know if you have your own private beach, we can offer testing services, but they have to pay for it.
All right, so if I remember correctly, we did Colette, Brandon,
Mhm.
Massaconnack,
Craig Road.
Mhm. Scion.
Lake Scion.
And now Syog is actually one of the
Right.
only beaches
Brandon Road, we do,
that was,
Massaconnack
Because it's a
Trail.
state
Right.
beach, right?
well, Lake Syog is actually, did you look at the map? Lake Syog is actually part of an
Lake Shiog.
approved planning board. It's a planning board approved plan called Flint Shores, right? There's actually an approved plan called Flint Shores. It's stamped by the planning board, right, in 1954. Now, the floods happened, the Corps of Engineers took the land. Flint Shores Beach is actually the Scion Beach, Holland Beach, but that beach is actually established by a 1954 plan. just like all these other beaches are established.
What's Brandon Cove called? Cause I don't see it on.
Well, see, Brandon, that's the weird part. So Brandon Cove is either one of those shore drives.
Why would it be short
Yeah.
drive?
That's what the
No,
plan. That's what the plan has.
I can tell you right now verbatim, even though we don't have Tom Baltazar with us anymore, the whole reason that we originally started testing long before any of the current members were even remotely on the board, this is over 15 years ago, the reason
Yep.
Brandon Cove and Brandon Road consequently were tested is because at the time they were showing as hotspots. And we continued to keep them on the roster list and test them because we thought it was a good baseline for that particular side of the lake. And I'd like to make another point to everybody here. If you really want to know how to get rid of these invasives, if you really want to know,
You're off topic though, Charlie.
without chemicals, without any of it, my suggestion to the town and to you guys is to take some money out of the kitty. If you want us to kick in on some of it, we'll be more than happy to do so. We have a disinfectant pit set right up at the boat ramp.
Which boat?
The main boat ramp right next to the dam. And anybody that wants to plunk their boat in to that lake, it gets shot with steam and it kills everything on the boat hull before it gets dropped into our lake.
But don't you think that time has passed?
No.
I mean, there's so many invasive weeds already in the lake.
Yeah, the problem.
Hold on. Let me finish
Yeah.
with this.
Let's not get off track. We're talking beaches, though.
I
It's beach
understand that,
testing.
Kyle, but you know what? As chair,
Okay.
let me make my point on this because I wanted to say it at the town meeting, but there was too much going on. So that would solve. I bet you, just a rough guesstimate, it would take 80% of the invasives out of our lake without chemicals. Just that one simple thing. It's cross-contamination. We have no idea where these boats are coming from. When the town made a deal with the state to get that boat ramp and that surrounding property federally paid for, we lost a lot of stuff by doing that. We may have gained a nice big old chunk of concrete and a little fisherman's wharf that really has no practicality whatsoever.
Christine, just come here while you talk. Just come here. I want to show you so you can tell me where Brandon Cove is.
I know it.
But we lost the ability to have control over
I
who
marked
plunks
the
the
beaches. You
boat
need to tell me which mark
into
it
our
is.
lake.
This is Brandon Street.
So if you guys want to solve it,
Brandon Road, yeah.
This
and
is
you want
Shore
to do it
Drive.
without chemicals,
This
and
is
without the
Brandon
cost
Cove
of
right here.
that, and maybe
Yeah.
devote your
Okay.
money
So,
to something better. In my own opinion,
did you get this product?
something Bob
Yeah.
Diamond
Okay.
suggested.
And you
Stacy
were
sent
able to open this?
Well,
The
I didn't
longest
open all
causeway.
that.
Yeah, you open the pins. There's the
Wouldn't
link to
it
the
be
map
nice
Yeah.
to have two
on here.
two
You can
Why does
pavilion
that say
decks
Holland Lake?
on either
That's what
side
it
of
used
the
to be
road,
called.
reaching out 10 feet into the water
You
so
can
people
find
can
this there.
safely
You can
fish
also go
there.
here and get the link.
Wouldn't it be nice to
And you can
further?
open the drawer.
That would be beautiful, but the problem
Right
is
here.
this town is not capable of parking anything anywhere
Watch.
on pretty much any street there is.
But that's, so we do
Hold
nothing.
on.
You know, you put that out there for 20 people to sit, there's nowhere to park.
Right.
Then they're parking in people's lawns and people's
So here it
yards
is.
and blocking everything up. It sucks, I agree.
So
If there was a
this-
spot where you could
this
flatten
is
a
it
big
right here.
area and put a
This
bunch
is
of cars, that would
Brandon.
be beautiful.
Lake
You know, the
Shore.
guys
This is
would love
Brandon
fishing
Cove
and everything.
Beach.
I would agree with that.
Well,
That's
I happen to know somebody
was
that owns
established
a
in
commercially zoned piece of property.
You know,
1941.
I mean, I would
And it's
agree
still
with
there.
you on that 100%. That would be really
There's
cool.
another
I
one
mean,
here.
like Southwick where I used to
Show
live, they have
me
the pier out there and
the
everything, and everybody sits, but there's
You know, the
parking,
little concept.
Well,
you know?
I've got a
Because it was on the
solution
map,
for
it
that
said
as well.
Forest Drive.
How much money do you guys have in the kitty, if you feel comfortable saying that? It's none of my business.
I have no clue.
Which one?
Nobody knows what the lake committee's got.
What are you
Oh,
talking
that
about?
was-
Okay, so-
I don't think anybody's comfortable saying it.
yeah,
For
so-
lake preservation.
But I'm just,
Well, let me finish.
yeah, so let's get back on track.
Yes,
though.
I will. Give me one more
I'm
minute.
interested in the cleaning station though, but
Okay.
Yeah, well, they need to do that, but that's not,
Well, so I'm just trying to put thoughts out there for you guys to mull over. You can do with them what you want. But I'm looking at it
I
logically.
mapped all this out for you, Christina.
I've been in
You didn't
construction
even
for
use
36
any of
years
the
running
hardware.
equipment. I deal with problems
I
like this all
didn't
the
get
time.
this. Stacy said.
And I have to think
I
on
did all
my feet,
this.
and I have to think
Here's
out
the
of the box.
All these
So,
beaches, I mapped out every
As for
beach.
parking,
So then you guys
people
can go
park
take
down
a
at the
look
boat ramp.
and tell me which ones get
You
used.
guys get a used
No,
shuttle
wait.
bus,
Wait.
and you drop
Here's
them off
Morris
at these
Drive.
different
Go down,
locations.
go down.
That takes a
That-
big amount
Actual spot
of aggravation out of it right there.
has
can
a
provide a
dock and
service.
house on it.
For the
Yeah,
people
right
that want
away.
to enjoy the
10 foot
lake,
right away.
it'll take some of the stress
It's on
off
the
of you
accessories
guys.
map.
It'll put some order to it.
So when you go to, that's the one you did there, right? So go over to South Leisure.
Okay.
That's the,
I do want to talk to you about the disinfectant
Yeah,
station.
that's a good idea.
Well,
You-
here's
you
here's
get
why.
a- you
Let me
get a-
point of order, Chuck. Here's why it's a good idea. Because the Lake Oversight Committee is dumping diquat bromide. Okay, so what is diquat bromide? Well, it's like the younger brother of paraquat. And paraquat's the thing you see all over the news. Did you get cancer? Did your prostate? Did you get breast cancer? Did you do this? It's all these lawsuits are paraquat. Quat is quaternary. It's the actual action piece. It's the piece of the molecule that actually goes there and does stuff. Diquat has two of those. They're bonded together in a weird way. The weird way only lets it. The only difference, the only mechanism of action difference is it can't get into the root. It still gets into the plant and kills it, but it kills it down to the root stem, right? So anything under the paraquat, which is super dangerous, right? You shouldn't be swimming in it. You shouldn't be drinking in it. And worst of all, you absolutely shouldn't be getting your water source from it and then showering in it in hot water, because then the fumes, the mist of the hot water, you always hear those stories. Oh, he never smoked a day in his life and got lung cancer. Well, that's where he got it from. He got it from showering and the fumes. It goes right in there and you breathe it in. We're dumping this stuff in our lake, and all these people have these undersurface water influence wells. And people say to me all the time, "Oh, I don't care because I don't drink it." And I say, "Well, that's really not the problem. It's a chemical that is a close second to paraquat." Now, so remember, the only difference between paraquat and diquat, paraquat is a little bit smaller. It can move all the way through into the roots and kill the plant. But still, the mechanism, it still has that quaternary spoon on it that is the action item. And diquat, has two. So, and we're dumping this in the lake, and that's what I talked about at town meeting, and people are like, "Well, I don't drink it." I was like, well, it's really not the mechanism of action, because your stomach and your gut is built to digest and eat microbes and kill things and crunch up. You have acids in there. Your lungs aren't. They're not, yeah. And we're dumping it in the water. And three of the other chemicals we dump in, you can't eat the rainbow trout, kills ducklings, kills all kinds of stuff. And
Well,
and it kills worms.
Yeah.
Acutely toxic to worms, and we're putting in our lake. But that's what Charlie was talking about. Let's talk about beach
This
system.
is
So
going on all over the state. I go to all the sportsmen's meetings because I'm
Yeah.
on all the boards and I'm an instructor for Mass Wildlife. And almost every pond and every lake that is treating for chemicals is now putting out orders, do not eat the fish. You
Yeah.
cannot eat the fish anymore. It's all over the state.
So if that's the legacy you guys want, just for the sake of not having one particular weed or another during the course of the time that you're using the water in the summer, think about the long-term effects. And think about the alternatives.
and we're not.
You could buy a decent steam cleaner,
Yeah.
gas-powered,
We
for
wanna
about
know about that.
$3,500.
Because we have the South Basin Launch and the FHRA owns
Well,
that.
I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
go on to Harbor Freight tonight, look up the cost.
They're not much.
Yeah, they're not much at all.
So just a point of order about the
Well, what am
chemicals.
I looking for?
And let's close it out.
Steam cleaner.
What we said,
Steam
what I said at the town meeting was, I'm not against chemical treatment,
Look up a commercial.
but what I want is, I want the people who do the report to be a completely separate entity from the people we pay to do chemical treatment. Because it's absurd to have the person tell you, do the study and tell you where to use the chemicals, to be the same person that applies it, because then every year you're gonna need chemicals. I was on a mass public beach call, MPH, public health call with the beaches. They said, hey, some people don't even treat, they do every 4 years. They actually said, why are you doing every year?
well, when we had water and wetlands.
Yeah.
They were willing to work with us and say, okay, do we really need it this often? Because
Yeah.
the other people were just doing it rote, you know, like twice a year, blah, blah, blah. And when we have water and wetlands, this is why I like them better.
Yep.
And they only did it once. But you know, people complain right away when the weeds got taller right before 4th of July.
Yeah.
And that's why we did the treatment.
And that actually,
But we only had to do one.
that was
That
held
year.
up, the treatment was held up because Solitude, and I liked Solitude, did not turn over the DEEP permit for Connecticut. So that's why that treatment was late.
Well, here's the other thing. This is why you gotta keep good notes on it. Some of those chemicals that they're using, you're only legally allowed to use in a water body once every 3 to 4 years. So if you jump from one distributor to another, they'll just use it every year. And there's a reason why you can't use it every year. It's bad, BAD, really bad. So I'm just saying, do the study with like UConn or UMass. Let's get like an outside entity to do the study and tell us when we really need to use it.
Did you ever think of trying to rake it, the weeds?
Oh yeah, we did that one year. They raked the water shield and it got worse.
Really? What'd they use to rake?
I don't remember.
Well, I know on smaller lakes, they have that machine
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can pedal or whatever.
You can hire those. You can contact
And,
those
but
guys.
I mean, on this lake, how,
Well, again.
No, we only have
again,
hotspots.
you
I think we have hotspots.
for
When
the
I
weeds?
when I looked at their report, they said we were only going to use these really powerful chemicals on a couple hotspots, right? They mapped them out, and they said we're going to dump heavy here. We're not going to dump heavy there. We need. All I said to town meeting is we need to look at this a little more intelligently. We need to make not intelligent. We need to look at this more scientifically. We need to hire the right people. You can't, my opinion, you can't hire the same people that are going to treat the water to do the report. Because I'm going to tell you every year you need it.
Here's the main
That's
thing
my
I
opinion.
think of.
Excuse me, I
Yeah.
have one question.
Yeah.
My understanding is the town of Holland owns Hamilton Reservoir, the water and the ground under. It's in the deed. And the FHRA used to pay a portion of the weed treatment in Union. And then we realized, why are we doing this? I mean, we have lake preservation money.
Mhm.
We have South Basin boat launch money,
Mhm.
which we keep separate because whatever. So if the town owns Hamilton Reservoir, and I looked at the deed myself and I gave it to Stacy, why are you coming to the FHRA to pay for any of this?
Pay for what?
Why?
Pay for what? The weed treatment or the
No.
beaches?
No, the beaches.
I'm not coming to you for beaches. No one's coming
No,
to you for
we're
beaches.
giving you the option.
It's the option.
You
You
can
asked for
either
testing.
accept or you can decline it.
Yeah, you asked for testing. You
No,
asked for
it's
more
for-
testing.
There is no mandate.
people.
I
like
understand that. I
There is no
understand that.
mandate. And point of order on something. Any of you that have children or grandchildren, would you go home right now, catch a trout out of that lake and feed it to them?
No.
No.
Well, there you go.
We should be able
Why?
to though.
Well, there you go.
Okay,
We
Because-
live
so let's
in a
just-
country and you would not willingly feed any of that to your children or
But
grandchildren.
here's the upsetting part. I know
What does that tell you?
we dumped a bunch of chemicals in 2 days before
4th of July.
4th of July,
Mhm.
and this Board of Health issued a cease and desist.
We sure as
We
hell
voted
did.
on it in quorum. We sent it to Lake Oversight. We sent it to the selectmen,
Mhm.
and they were actually in violation of mass public health law because we read the MSDSs,
What's
No
an
one-
MDS?
material safety data sheet. We know no one else read them because they weren't published. They're supposed to be legally published 72 hours before treatment. I read them. I used to work for Clean Harbors, long time.
And then Kyle sent them to me while I was out in California dealing with a family tragedy. It's all right. The point being, we did our due diligence.
But
We voted with a conscience on
Yeah.
it to protect all of you.
and they
And
still
then
did it.
somebody arbitrarily went over our
And
heads
treated the water.
and violated it.
But
And the couple, as far as I'm concerned, they told me we were gonna have a tape when I returned.
Who is that?
It's a good thing they're
Tape on
gone.
tape.
It's a dual.
Oh,
But just a point of order, Charlie.
Yeah.
We read the MSDSs here, and when you read it, 24 hours was the half-life, not disintegration half-life,
Mhm.
settling half-life, which means only 50% of the chemical dispersed. It wasn't absorbed. So when they treated, and I said, hey, you can't do this 2 days before the aqua riders show up. Everyone from out of town comes in to use these beaches the 4th of July. You can't do it. I told them why. I said 50% disperses to the bottom. It doesn't get absorbed. It's not absorption. That means 50% of that chemical, 24 hours, is still on the surface. And it's bad stuff. And they still did it. So
who gave the wetlands the permission to do it?
the select board.
Yeah, that was.
It was
that
James Whalen.
That was Mr.
I had-
Whalen.
I had a
and
phone
it was also
conversation
the
with him.
maids that decided they were going to go over our head.
Well, from my understanding, and I was the president for this lake association for a million years, more than I can wonder. And that's what we were told. The posters that they sent us would say 24 hours.
Did you guys ever
Yeah,
think
you guys
to
think
check
sent out
with
to
the Board of
everybody?
Health? Everybody's
We've
got
seen
my
South
phone
Leisure
number.
Beach. Is that
I'll bring it up. Yeah. Well, let's finish this
You'll
point of
have it
order
right
treatment.
now.
So just a point of order
Okay.
treatment. All we're saying is they
413.
need to hire better people
205.
to write the report, and we need to do the
64,
minimum amount of chemical
08.
addition, whatever the minimum.
Is that yourself?
Not just because it's in the budget. I feel like right now Lake Oversight Committee's like, oh, it's in the budget, so we're gonna use it.
FURST.
I don't want to do that.
FURST.
And if I don't answer immediately, don't be offended.
I'm a licensed engineer. I'll design a steamer for you. You just go buy the components. I'll do it for free.
Get back to
Yeah.
you later.
All right, South Leisure.
What times?
It's at Alfred Williams Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on the
Is Alfred
picture,
Williams still
no,
alive?
him, his son, and one of his daughters.
Right.
So in this picture that you sent here.
Yep.
It says South Leisure Drive.
Yep.
Lot 20, Hamilton Park.
Yeah, that's what people.
I own Lot 20.
I know. People.
That is
refer-
not it. There are many misleading things on your map that are
Okay.
pointing people in. Somebody comes walking across Lot 20, they're gonna have a serious problem. And then I talked to Stacy. I said, if somebody destroys any of my wife's antiques on Lot 20,
Yeah.
the town is gonna be responsible for it 100%.
Well, let's fix it right now, Travis.
But there's,
Well,
you gotta go through a ton of that. There's a lot of that on there.
Let's fix this right
Got a
now.
little gasoline in.
What are you asking us to do?
You can find the right number and
Hold
put
on.
it
What
right
are
in.
you asking us
When
to
you
do?
go back further, it says,
You're asking us.
go to the other thing where it
Oh,
says
hold on.
the deeds and stuff. It says adjacent to Lot
You're
20.
you're asking us to say
If not,
adjacent to lot 20,
or
on that
no,
pin. Is that what you're
don't
asking?
even use Lot 20. Lose lot.
What are you asking?
You find the right lot number and you put it on there.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do it right now. You're gonna see it real time. This is technology.
But
I'm
this
glad
is-
you
but this
brought
is the problem.
Yes.
This is where this whole setup is
So,
not proper. It's
this
not
is- this
vetted.
is
It's
not
not
entirely
researched. It's not gone through title
for you
attorneys.
guys
It
to
hasn't
get
gone
going
through
on
any
this.
legal way to know that it is 100%
Travis, the
foolproof.
planning board registers the plans. These are at
And that's
the county of, the Camden County
Some kind of
Registry
a-
of Deeds.
You make
We
it long
pull the
enough and
plan.
wide enough,
We provide
person
the
that wants
actual
to plant
link
their
to the
road.
Registry of County Deeds.
you know,
That's the legal thing. We're gonna
make
change
it
the
long
title
enough
right
and
now,
wide enough
because it's referred to
to
as
accept any
lot,
trailer
adjacent
info
lot
that-
20.
that decides
So
they want
if that's a mistake, we'll change it right now.
Correct, but
Take
you're
it
gonna
down
have to go
5
through a
minutes
lot because
because
there's a
I'm
few
gonna
more
walk
mistakes
around
in there that
the
that people are not gonna be happy with when people come on their property.
It'll incinerate.
Wow,
I.e.
when you
Last
say-
Pine Trail, take a ride and try to find one of
This
those.
is- This
There's
is
a
how they
garage on it.
decontaminate, like ex-military equipment.
Well, there's a garage on the easement? 20, so there's a garage actually on a right of way.
There you go.
Go
There you
look,
go.
you're gonna see it.
Go.
There is not 1 ounce of,
We will
on the
perhaps
right side, when you come around, there's a
And then-
10-foot easement, blah, blah, it's not there, it's gone.
I wanted to bring it up at the
You know,
town.
Well, I'm not even-
meeting.
this
The
doesn't-
more
even-
the more and
So
more.
hold on,
I
this
put-
doesn't actually say,
The condition
yours,
of the
your thing says lot 20?
Yeah.
Because this doesn't say it.
This
I
is the
haven't,
one you
Either
sent
of
to
could
everybody.
go
Yeah, but
over
when I'm
those
changing it now, it doesn't say it.
Get back to it.
the actual map right now does not say lot 20. I haven't changed anything.
This is what you sent to
Those-
everybody.
Those guardrails are all.
It
Oh,
says
that's a picture.
Lot 20.
That's a picture though, right?
This is your map.
Is that a picture or is that the map? Are you on Google Earth?
No, this is the email that you sent
Okay.
out. This is the email you sent out.
Okay, so right now, this says South Leisure Drive, Alfred Williams Beach,
It tore the. top.
right? In here we've got
Sturbridge
we've
right
got
off,
the
you run it
actual
right down to the original
approved planning board
road bed.
subdivision picture, right? This is the subdivision that was approved at the planning board downstairs.
Which is actually missing the line, right, the road goes all the way to the end right here.
I want
There's a
people to
line
start
straight
thinking
across
about
there, there's two
farm
pins right
sites.
there, and right there I had my whole land surveyed. From there to there, the road goes right to here. So anybody who's walking through here that's the road from here to here.
Yeah, the planning board, as far as the plans go, so what would have to happen is they would have to find,
Here it is, right here. The dark gray section is the road. It goes all the way to the end where the
Yeah.
beach is right there.
yeah, so we have,
This is the most, that's the problem. Some
so
of
we
this
have
stuff-
it here. That's the deed for
Right,
that,
but
for
like
that
that
lot.
picture you're looking at,
Yeah.
that's old. This is new. This is from the Hampden County Registry of Deeds. That is outdated.
It's not outdated. That's the only.
This is the one that I went down to. I
Travis,
didn't
this
get
is
it
the only. This is the only accepted
I did
drawing
not
for
get
the plot.
this off of the website. I went down to the Hampden County Registry of Deeds.
Right.
This is the last, most recent.
So
one
you
there
have a
is.
line going across
Correct.
that shows
And
it's a lot.
Where the road ends.
Yeah, there's a lot where the road
Correct,
ends.
because people are saying, "Oh no, I own all this." Again, you don't own this. You have.
Right. But I'm reading here. Okay, I'm reading here for the lot.
Yeah.
Right. This is the deed for that piece of land,
Okay.
which
Because everybody
Which-
insists
I
on
acknowledge that.
mountains, sulfur.
to the right to use common with others for the benefit of all land owned by grantee in said Holland, the area shown as private swimming beach, southerly of lot 20,
Aluminum transmissions,
right?
on
shown as
triaxle
private
dump trucks.
beach on plan at Hamilton
We have one
Park
all
dated
over the
1966.
place.
That's the 1966 drawing we have there.
I have no problem with people swimming. I'm down there talking to people all the time, having a blast. All the
Yeah.
neighbors get there. I'm probably
You know, and
the
if you
least
guys-
problem anybody's gonna have. But
you
when I
guys
see something that had
really-
my
if you
property
wanna
on
have-
it,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not
It doesn't.
happy about
It doesn't have it on it right now.
It did when you sent it out.
Right now, it doesn't have it.
Okay.
And I never sent it to you.
No, you sent it to Stacy.
And I-
she got it.
and hold on. And hold on. Let's just not get emotional because you're emotional about this. We need to think about this. I sent it to
I
Stacy,
don't like.
and it was
tanks.
titled
I've
draft.
installed septic.
And I said I need comment from
Lake Association.
Lake. No, I said Lake. The commission, the appointed commission in town. I said I need I need comment from the recreation department. I need comment from the select board, and I needed comment from conservation. That was inside the town document.
Actually physically.
I've not published anything to the public.
So
if these people are publishing it,
No.
that is Stacy's fault.
No.
If you're looking at a drawing, it's the town admin.
Here's my
Time out,
question.
time out. Chris,
I'm just telling you that.
Christine,
Yes.
that email that had the mapping and
Yes.
the form and everything,
Yes.
Stacy sent that to you
To me for the
because they
FHRA.
wanted the FHRA's
Sure.
input.
Okay.
And that's why we're all here.
All right, but that was the
Absolutely,
lake. That was the lake oversight
but-
committee.
No, no,
Point,
no.
point,
No,
point of
she-
order
she
here.
sent it to
I
me.
But
wanna
we didn't send it
clarify
to you.
something, especially for you, Travis, because
We
I know
didn't
it
send
makes
it to
you
you.
upset. Okay, so part of the reason Kyle and I and David spent all this time and effort going, as you say, and rightfully so, above and beyond the normal scope of the Board of Health. Now, what I've been explaining to Christine is that part of the reason is because of the amount of tight tanks we have around the lake. And a tight tank.
We want to increase that.
We do not like tight tanks at the Board of Health. I don't like it especially because I've
We'd have-
installed septics
rather have a
for over
septic
26
system.
years. Okay, so a tight tank can be corrupted. You can punch holes in just below the surface, let it overflow. You can disconnect alarms. You can drop a cheap trash pump in it, and at 3 a.m, pump it out all over your yard, and then blow a bunch of leaves over it.
And people are
know.
doing that.
Well, to our point, so we needed basically a baseline, an overview map that would accurately give us all these sections.
Yeah.
And then our intent is, again, it is not mandatory for you guys to get on board with this, not at all.
You don't have to test.
We are not those type of people. So let me finish, Travis. So if you want to have testing done, you pull together your money. It's a worthy thing to do. Just to set your own minds at ease, we have a limited budget. And what this allows us to do by proxy is if we have a recurring hotspot, then we can go through our
We can
records
find all the
of tight tanks being pumped, and we can find out, because every single fully licensed and bonded septic hauler has to record it. So if we have a hot spot, then we can figure out where it is and we can address it. If we don't have that hot spot, it's never going to get addressed.
But point of what I'm hearing Travis say is he doesn't. You think we're publishing erroneous beaches,
Yes.
Okay.
right? So
Do
do you have one of the beaches that
Let me see if I can make this clear for you.
where on Leisure Drive do you?
They're all the same. They're all the same.
Okay, so we published 20, the one south of 20 Leisure Drive, right? That's the southern Leisure Drive,
That's the one by us.
right? We published 8 Leisure Drive, right, which is the private beach on Lot A.
Correct.
Okay, we published my beach, which is Julianne Drive. That's a deeded access beach. Julianne Drive. I published my own beach. We published Roberts Park. We went through, and the way we did that is we pulled all the subdivision plans. I looked at 1,500 documents at the Hampton County of Deeds, downloaded them all. You've seen that. I've downloaded and uploaded them here. So we sent these to, conservation. We sent it to Lake Oversight, asked for comment. We didn't do this for public. Never was supposed to go out to public. So people pushed it out to public that weren't supposed to.
And it's not going, well, Stacy said this is never going to go on the city town website. So
Well, that permit, so that permit application that we sent to, not to anybody outside either.
No, but I thought I was supposed to get
Okay,
it.
and that's fine if you want to read it, but if the Lake Oversight Committee and the Select Board thinks that the Friends of Hamilton Reservoir need to help them identify which beaches they want tested on that Legacy 5, right? That's what we want, the Legacy 5. That's fine. Yeah, you guys can look at it. But we're going to offer beach testing to anyone in town who wants it, because we're obviously doing it for 5 legacy private beaches. So everybody should have the right to testing. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to cost $900. You'll see in that test permit application, you actually get to name when you want to test. You can do 1 test for the summer. We give an other thing there. So Travis, you got sick at your house whenever, like 2 years ago, you could have called us up and said, hey, I want my beach tested. We have a program now. You fill out that form, you check the block, how many times you want it tested throughout the summer, you name your period, and we'll test it.
That's right. And on top of it, Travis,
well, I took care of, I tested mine with Bob and Analytical, so that's, I'm gonna do that every year no matter what. I mean, it's cheap. And
But-
they do the full spectrum of testing. But see, well, here's the thing. Weed treatment, I don't care. We fish all day long. I'm happy to have weeds and structure, so that doesn't bother me
Yeah.
one bit. And if I jump in and touch a weed, I don't care. So that doesn't enter my mind in any scope of anything. Southwick was, kind of muck. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. I'm used to it. So I don't care about that. I don't care about other things. I care about people with the wrong impression of what they have, what rights they have, and people getting pushed to an area, even if they do belong there, and not understand what they have. They only have what is the right as on the deed.
Right to use for bathing, something
For
about
swimming,
bathing.
they walk
boating.
through, swim,
Yeah.
and that's it. You don't own it. You can't build structures on it. You can't do it. You cannot do any of that. Only what's on the deed.
So
Okay,
how can we show everybody this? How can we
Well,
inform?
that's what I'm trying to.
But-
Something needs
so-
to be done, because I retained
so-
a lawyer in Springfield looking at
Can we
an
post on
issue.
the beaches?
Well, that's what I'm asking you guys to do.
So if I believe, right, so if I have a deeded access beach, right, there's a great one. There's actually a fantastic case study here, because there's a beach on the west side of the North Basin. I'll find it right now. It's a great case study. So this beach is, what do we call this one? It's a good case study, because actually the deed only gives it to 3 homes. Because I looked at this one. Where are you? Private beach, 23, 24, 25.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that beach is only for 3 homes. So those people, it's very limited deeded access. but it is actually specifically a lot.
Mhm.
It's a lot that says only for the use of lot 23, 24, and 25. I'd be interested to ask them, hey, what do you allow on your beach? I'll bet you they got a dock there. I'm not saying everybody, but I've never read their deeds. But here it is, private way.
Does their deed say swimming, bathing, boating, beaching, whatever? Does it say
I don't know.
anything?
I could look it up.
Yeah, see that's what you'd have to find out,
Yeah.
and you'd have to go down to Hampden County Registry and find out what the definitions of all these mean over the years. You know, because one person thinks boating is this, the other person thinks boating is this. There's dockage, wharfage. There's all different terms.
I'll tell you, the Corps of Engineers thinks boating's a dock.
Yeah, well, that's not.
I mean, I know a lot of people come
if
through.
you talk Bill from Inland Docks, who's
Yeah.
a dock commissioner, that's not what it means. You have to
I
have
don't know.
docking or wharfage.
I only did
to have a
30
dock.
years, so I
I know.
only did 30 years the
That's-
Corps of Engineers, so
that's fine.
I'm
but
not
I'm just-
exactly sure.
I'm just
but-
telling you what. In this
I know
part of things.
Leisure Drive has problems, okay? Because I'm adjacent to it, and I'm feeling it too. I feel
What,
the
so here's
Leisure
my
Drive
question.
problem.
What are the problems? That's what I'm wondering. What are the problems?
I think I've never heard a peep out of south of Lot 20 Beach. I've never heard anybody ever having problems down on your beach until recently, maybe 2-3 years.
What
What kind
kind
of
of problems? That's what we're wondering.
Well, what do we have? We've got
I had the guy whose
we've
dog
got-
attacked mine, so that's a problem
we've
right
got
there.
we've got people who flipped over a dock because they thought that a person who's been
That's
put in a
over on
dock
8.
That wasn't.
That's not ours.
who's been they think somebody who's been put in a dock where they can't, they flipped it over and then
That's yours. That's up on your end.
That's your end. No, but-
are we all being intellectually
That's
dishonest?
north.
Is this an intellectually
Absolutely not.
dishonest
No, that's
conversation?
north.
But you
You have-
do
you have
do
north and
know.
south.
I mean, I'm not trying to be
That's
facetious here.
That's Fiona.
But hold on.
Let the docket.
Right. But that drives business to your end. Because those people who have Lot 8 deed access also are part of what's called Hamilton Park,
Right. They can go to
subdivision,
lot 20 or 8.
and they have Lot 20 or 8.
Correct.
So the more people that are dissuaded from using Lot 8 will conversely migrate down your area. So if you're having
It's
traffic
different
problems,
uses.
We don't
One's
care
for
if people.
boating.
We don't
It's
care if
bathing.
people use it. That's the thing.
Right.
We don't care.
So you
As
can't
long
put
as
a
they
dock
know.
where it's bathing.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, you said somebody flipped the dock.
I'm saying the access is blocked. You got people piling cobblestones on the end of the road so they can't
That's
get
up
down.
on 8. That's not on ours.
But I'm saying that's going to drive traffic to you.
Which is fun. Again,
That's driving the traffic to you. is what
which
I'm
we're
saying.
happy with people coming down
Okay.
and swimming and boating and having fun.
Swimming.
As
Yeah.
long as swimming, as long as they
Yeah.
know that they don't own the property.
Yeah, but Travis, at the end of the day.
Why are we
they
arguing
don't-
about lot
they
20?
don't
I don't know,
own
lot-
the
lot-
property,
South
which,
20.
which, at the end of the day, they do not own the property,
Correct.
which you just had a prime example, unfortunately, with an unpleasantry, but the police officer said, yeah, town sand, not your
Right
property.
The kid was a state trooper and he
Lake
said,
Ridge Drive.
I can't believe you don't know the law. Get out of here now before anything
Well, there you
worse
go.
happens.
Which was
There
Lake
you
Ridge.
go.
But he was
But we-
yelling at my wife and me, saying, I own this property, I own this property.
It's on
And he's
South
one, he
Basin.
was right next to Kyle and
Okay.
everybody else. They all talk, I see it. But the thing is, that's the problem.
Keep going.
Things have been put in these people's head that they own the property and they don't.
No, they know they don't. They know they have deeded access.
Yes, to swim only,
Deeded access.
you know?
For yours, for the one, I mean, I don't even know if you have access to it. All I
No,
know
I
is,
don't.
okay, so I don't even know why you're concerned about it. They
Because
walk
we
down
flood
there.
it.
Because it surrounds 3/4
You
of my
bought a-
property.
Yeah, you
Travis,
bought a
it's-
house that abuts a private beach.
Right,
Right,
And-
that people don't own.
But they have deeded access.
Which
But
is
they're
fine.
yelling at us that they own it.
Well, who's yelling? That they're wrong.
yeah.
They know they have deeded.
And I
They
have,
know it's deeded.
and I have the keys, care and custody and full of 3 other houses on the street too.
Yeah.
So I can go on the beach anytime I want. Okay, that's a move.
You don't have deeded access.
Well,
If you
Travis,
don't have deeded access, if your name's not on a deed,
Okay,
then you don't. That,
Say
you're saying
say,
the
If
people that come down and
if
pretend
your
they
name
have,
is not on the deed, you can't go down there.
well, I assume that.
Is that what you're saying?
I assume if a name's
So-
on a deed, it
so
gives you
you're
deeded
saying-
access.
So you're saying, nothing against him.
Yeah.
Eric's girlfriend can't come down there because her name's not on the deed. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know who Eric is. Who's Eric?
We're
Your
about-
neighbor, I see you talking to him.
What
Eric
about
Corsi across the
Airbnb?
street.
The guy who works at the Big Bunny.
Big
No,
Y.
Big
Big Y. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. Okay.
So you just said, if if someone's name's not on the deed, they can't go down there.
You're saying you have keys to a house because you checked so it doesn't freeze over, so then you can go use the beach.
No, I have the usage of all these houses
So-
all year long,
Okay, so you have the usage of a bunch.
just like an Airbnb.
And okay, and did the guy
No.
who said, hey, you can use my bathroom, my sink, and
Yeah,
my
I can stay there all day long.
I guess
I
that-
could have my family stay in their house.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying.
You know,
But you're saying.
We do not.
I said I take it as like.
I don't know. You guys are getting all upset about a private beach where people have deeded access rights
My
to.
house,
So what do you
Correct.
want?
All I want you guys to do is tell us which beaches you want the 5, right? We've got money right
Took up my
now
resources.
to test beaches that are not
Went up
town
on the Craig
beaches.
Road.
We have
We had
no
a homeowner
obligation to
that was
test
told
those
that, oh,
beaches.
the Board of
We
Health
will test 5 beaches.
arbitrarily, if you request.
We want to
it,
test the ones the kids are using.
We'll come
I don't
over
really-
and test your.
You know, you guys, but I want one of them to be authorized, because obviously, these things are there.
And I think one should be very
That's
close,
the
because we've had problems
We've been
before.
testing
Lots
those
of kids go to
legacy
Craig
beaches
Road.
forever.
And that's all I know. I mean, other people need to.
I asked the people that use the right of way on Lake Ridge,
Yeah.
which I wanted
You guys
to know.
what you decide.
Did we find it? I forgot.
And the thing is
because
between,
there's like lots of little kids now in our neighborhood
That's what I'm
that
talking
use
about,
that right away.
Yeah.
And
the easiest way to look at this
I
is
think they
just
told me,
go back to the very
10
basics of it.
plus a
Exactly
few
what I
adults,
said about half.
and there's
an hour
docks
ago.
down there.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm curious about is, all right, so these people have right of ways on Lake Ridge Drive,
I don't, yeah.
where I live. I walk by it every day.
Yep.
They have boats and docks
I would advise against it.
and little kids that swim there. Now,
It doesn't
what's the
matter.
town gonna do about,
These are on
tax
micron
revenue?
levels that no filter you can.
so
you
if they can
buy
use the lake, shouldn't their
civilian
home
wise will ever
be
stop.
reassessed
So that,
for
that
additional
is the.
tax
They all are. The home is assessed by the deed. Every one of those deeds that says, my house is assessed the fact that
We don't know.
I have deeded access
Are you
rights.
sure of that?
Of
course.
I'll give
Of course
you
it
another
is.
example
That's the whole
not
basis
related
of how they
in a
sub,
sense.
this place
Nobody
was a
has done any
vacation
studies on
This wasn't a
off-gas
4-season home place.
like-
The way the town of Holland
So all
subdivided,
all these houses
town of
that you
Holland
see
used to be
going up
cotton
that have
grower,
that
used to grow
green
cotton
border,
here. Then a bunch of people, timber
So-
companies and cotton companies decided, we're gonna use
and
this
Bob
reservoir we
Perrin is
made
the
and
one-
make some money
he's the
off
one to
the,
talk
off
to
of the
because he
land.
deals with
Right.
This
all
was
the
a very
time.
vacation area.
So
So
if
the
you
way
wanna
these
hear
guys
about
subdivided, like
off-gassing,
Hamilton
Bob knows
Park.
more than I do.
Hamilton Park was
Right.
subdivided because
The bonding
Hamilton
agents,
Park's where Travis's are.
Leisure
Leisure
Drive.
You've got Napa.
Hamilton Park off of Little Holland
You've
Pond,
got-
all up on the hill there.
You've got
They
a
had
whole
all this
bunch of
waterfront
nasty,
property, which they got good value.
Not just
And then what they said was, I still wanna make more money, so I'll keep these 2 lots and make them deeded access for the off-lake lots.
Houses are all.
Some,
You don't
not
agree?
all, some of those
I
deeds,
said,
which
I
existed
said,
back
what
in
do you
66 or 67,
Look at all
have the
children
call outs for
for the
those
last
beaches.
25
And that's
years
part of the value of those
that have
homes.
all these
They've
generations.
always been valued
When
on the
my
fact that they have
generation-
private
No,
beach
no,
access.
Can you show me the deeds for the people on Lake Ridge Drive that have their deeded rights to it?
I mean, anybody can look it up. Do you know how to look up deeds?
It
No.
makes you wonder.
How do you not know how to look
Well,
it up?
if
I don't have
house
the
is
time to
agreed,
do that. That's your job.
And
It's
if
not
your
my
house-
job.
If your house is
I-
all particle.
I mean, what do you wanna see?
What do I need, their addresses?
No, I'll show you right now. Come here.
So that's.
You can write
so
link
that's
in there, it'll show you.
Come here, I'll show you right now.
And
It's so easy.
I'm not gonna remember. I
No,
have-
you are, because you all you do is click and point.
eating and drinking.
You go to the Town of Holland website
I wouldn't.
and you find you don't even have to find an address. It's an interactive map.
That's why I'm doing
I can find anyone's deed in here.
Pull up
I would
Bringham's.
Yeah, this
I'd like to get
computer's
us
so
back to the
bad I
point
can't even get
where
on its own website for the
You
town.
could readily say.
Okay,
oh,
you go
yeah,
to Assessors
we're hooking
Data
up to
Maps.
24-spotted trout
You open
right
this
now.
up.
Or even put
Holland
some
GIS
signs
map. You
in
click
Yeah.
that. We use this a lot in the
you
planning
know?
board, so maybe that's why I know how to
But
use
we're
it.
not at that place. And you
And
got.
you
got
find,
some major
you know, you
problems
just
with that lake.
pick a lot
It
and you
will build
click it.
itself back
Well, I don't
in.
know what the lot number is.
You know,
I
yeah, it's a
guarantee you
map,
in
so you'll
25,
see.
30 years, you'll be lucky if you have.
It's gonna take a while to
more
come up.
water there.
Christine, I don't know.
Lucky. The amount of
call me
salt and
Chris.
sand put on that,
Chris.
on
Is it
these
Chris?
roads,
I know it's
and all the catch
That's
basins leading
Ah,
right
it's-
I
down.
go by Chris.
Okay, here we are.
What was the last name, Chris? What was the last
I
name?
promise you.
McCoop.
No.
Brigham.
Bring him.
as a dirt mover, I
Spell it for me so I get
promise
the
you,
right.
it
you know
will
the
go
right
back to a
spelling of it?
field with a stream going through it, like it originally
BRIGHAN.
was.
Okay, see, this is the way it looks. Where is, there's the map.
Okay, Lake Ridge
It's called
Drive.
gravity.
Where's Lake Ridge? Oh, on the left or the right?
It's around here somewhere.
Eutrophication, I think. is
Yeah.
the term.
And
And they all do, they all feel that.
Yes, they do.
all right, so that's.
And they're being
Drive.
accelerated right now,
That's Ardmore and
Yeah.
Shore
You guys
and
will
Fenton.
lose
Yeah, you got it.
which in my
Hamilton.
opinion.
You wanna go north?
area
Is that Barbara, Arthur?
I think
is
it's
just
here.
four or
Here's
five
Lake
acres.
Lake Ridge, yep, Lake
Lake
Ridge.
Ridge
All
Drive.
it ever
Yeah, Lake Ridge is a unique one.
Very shallow.
So the right of way.
It's right
Very
here.
forward,
It's right there.
Year by year.
So how do we see who has deeded rights?
Well, you click on the lot,
You spend over
like this,
$100,000.
3
on a
lakes, use
study
somebody
to
off
break it.
lot. You click on
I
that
can
lot,
tell
see the
you right
house?
now, I could have rallied
And then you
together
click
a crew,
Registry
I
of
could dredge
Deeds.
that whole bloody thing for
Now, this is the tough part. You gotta click that little
$350,000.
book.
You're on.
You
Well,
click the
I'm
book,
serious.
download
I'm
image,
serious.
because you wanna download it. You always wanna keep it for reference.
Okay.
You hit open image, there it is.
All right, so that's Bob and Jen.
Yep, and then you go through the deed, left to right.
What are you doing
Yeah.
with that
And you
material?
look for, usually it says like being, with
You
others to
stockpile it?
use.
All right, let me see.
You have holding
But this is a
ponds
quick
around
claim.
it?
This is quick claim,
you
so you might have to go back a whole nother
Out
deed.
more now? Are you taking
Because this is
the
called a
bottom
quick
and
claim deed.
No,
For some reason,
no,
I-
mean
they-
hog it out.
You need to go back
I
and look
would
up that
hog it
deed
out by
really if you
10
really
feet
wanna
in
find,
the
because,
So it doesn't show the other people that have
And that
deeded
buys
rights.
a lot.
no, it just shows that one house, what they
And
have
then
rights
We're
to.
looking into.
Well,
So where's your house?
No, you don't want to
13
go
Lake
down,
Ridge.
you really don't
So
want
you're
to go
here.
down the Grand Road, because the
right.
Grand Road is what got you guys the
Yep.
boat
No, I'm
ramp
not here, I'm here.
that now
This
brings in
I think so.
fishing competitors from other towns, different parts of the state,
Yep.
and they are sticking their filthy.
Who's this
Boat
person?
holes.
McCoo,
That's my
Christine.
house.
Yeah, you are named Christine.
I'm taking
I can find your mortgage in this. I can find
And
how
they're
much.
not
I don't
even
have a
paying
mortgage.
I
for
can
it.
find. It's
And you
crazy.
have
Isn't that
no
funny?
say in
Go
it,
back.
because
Yeah, yeah, it
it's a
will. Yeah, I saw what you saw.
federally funded project.
Now,
That's who you bought it
Now-
from.
Every time you
no,
get the government
I bought it
involved
from
in
someone else,
it,
but I had put it in a
You lose.
revocable
Yep,
trust.
yep.
And
Far now.
Erin, my niece, was
So
the,
if you
now
have
it's
that,
back
you
in
know,
my
I'm gonna
name.
charge people
Okay,
to
yeah, it's
see
all
the
there.
what's going on
You
or
can look
not?
at all that documents.
You'd have to have somebody-
And then what I can do is I can click on your name here.
Why
Watch.
can't you find Brigham?
To seam it out.
I can click on your name,
Can you what?
and then I can find out who you bought it from,
Yeah,
and
I
then
bought
I.
it from Cleveland.
Of course
Right,
you
so then
could.
I can click
Of course,
this.
but being it federally
Now
funded,
Cleveland will
that
come up.
that, boat ramp
Then we
is-
set it up at
See,
another
all
location.
Christine McCoo
Well, they
stuff's
used to
coming up.
when-
That's
when
right.
we went up to
Yeah.
a few years ago, we went
That's
up
it.
to the
It's
Berkshire.
easy. You just go to the town website. Go to the town website,
All right.
and you just go. You can do it. I know you.
Kayaked on it, but first there was a
GIS
girl there,
maps.
Yeah, you'll
she-
find it. Yeah.
That was the college
Yeah,
student,
send you a link.
and she.
Get the paper?
If it's
I
a
just,
deeper lake,
It's Quabbin
It
has
just
a
bothers
special
me that the
car
other
wash that
docks-
you go to do it, and then
They have
they
boats.
tie
Yeah.
on the boat to make sure that, like, you
Right.
don't It's like, you don't do it at Quabbin, it's like you have to drive away.
Well, anyway,
If you get-
Let's
if
go
you
back
get
to
one
the,
stop,
yeah, go back.
let's
So
go back to the
You
definition.
have your
of boat.
initial investment.
that's not for us.
No, you
my
said
own
if you
opinion.
work
On
for
a
the Corps of
trailer.
Engineers,
That's my opinion.
Voting means it.
For me,
So if you have 30 people
By all means.
Yep.
with
They're worth it all day long.
right away,
I guarantee you
For
guys pay
voting.
more
Yeah.
just
that
for
means
one
30
treatment of
people,
chemicals
technically,
during the
to
season
put a
than you
dock
would for
in
the rest of
an
it.
area.
no, they can't because you
You can
can.
only hold two.
Because the docks, yeah,
Oh,
docks
no,
can only
no.
be, that'd be separated by, there's a
Right.
legal
I would
distance.
So there's
personally-
not enough room
I would
for everybody
personally,
to
if you
have a
guys
dock.
So in a more civil era,
Start
back
looking
like,
up,
probably in the 70s,
you can go right on
um,
to,
I know
I would
on
go
this,
the Harbor
on
Freight
this lake,
website
people had
tonight.
agreements,
They're a good
and they
base
actually
spot.
had a single dock out,
They're cheaper.
and you go
machines,
50 feet, the dock's
but
gonna
in
be up 50 or
reality, they're
56
only
feet
gonna be
off the
used during
shore.
summer.
They can't be, so they can't close it to the opposite shore by so much. In a more civil era,
Well, I have
people
one on
used to
North
come to an
Face.
agreement that had deeded access,
Steam cleaner?
and they used to
Yeah,
buy the
but
docks
you said
together
you
and put
had
it in.
one over here.
And so on my little area,
No.
No,
I've swum
no,
underneath my little area, and I can find,
No, I'm
off
saying
my
you guys
deeded
should
beach,
invest in it.
I can find the wood
Because right
stakes
there,
every 8 feet
Any
apart.
piece of
Because what they used to
equipment
do
that
is they used to
comes
put
into this
poles in,
country or any
right?
piece of
That
equipment
this
that
deep,
gets
maybe
shipped
this
out
off,
to South
so they would
America,
freeze. And in the
England,
summers, they come and put a
Germany,
metal
or
pole
anywhere
over
else,
it, they
they
sleeve
all
it,
get bombed
and that's how they put their docks in.
It kills
So that tells
insects.
me that the people who have deeded the access
We
might be
didn't
to
look at
one
this
dot.
Plant life?
It goes
Why don't
way
you have a
out.
washing station?
I found those things way out, and so they used to come to an agreement. But I don't think we're in that era anymore. I don't think people are civil.
See, that's why I'm here.
but we were
because
afraid
people are
that,
not like that
it's gonna
anymore.
wash off the road.
They come down
Where's the
and they
water
feel
going?
like,
No,
I own
no,
this.
that's why you use
That is
seed.
the problem. You know what I'm
It is
saying?
instant death.
I mow it,
Anything
I clean it,
clinging to
I
that
made
boat
it beautiful.
or that trailer
Jeff and everybody else, we made
And
it
the nice
gorgeous.
thing
We don't
about
ask for
seed
nothing. Enjoy it.
is unlike
down
direct
and have
water,
fun.
it curls around.
We haven't had
there.
an issue with
So all those
some things
nooks
that
and
happened down there
crannies,
that we've let go
underneath the
by.
fender wells
We just
for
turn a blind eye to it.
Inside
But-
the channel of the trailer.
I was fine up
It
until
goes
about
right in there like mustard
I think
gas.
3-4 weeks ago
Done.
when I was on the beach and
And
someone
then
came over and
everything
said, I think
dripping
you're
off
2
of
feet
it.
on my property.
It's a
I'm
nurse.
like,
It's
your
down.
property? What's your name? Oh, yeah, that's not the right name. It's not your property. So what are you talking to me
Well,
about?
if it is deeded, it's staked out, right? You know where
I
your
said,
property
I
ends.
said, you want me to show you where it is?
Good point.
There's my pin, there's my pin, there's my pin. It goes straight to the water because I have waterfront.
Until we
Okay?
get
I'm
control of the
perfectly
depth of
fine.
this
For
thing.
someone to come over and say, I own
It's
this
abandoned.
property and you're on
It
my
is.
property,
All
that
these are
pisses me off.
Band-Aids, and you are
And
running
that
out of
person is
time.
probably gonna create
I guarantee
more
you.
problems for himself in the future now because of that.
But
He
have you,
should have shut his
It's
mouth.
still-
have you ever had problems
Still.
before this, though?
Well,
No,
I know at the
not-
end of
not
the day,
until-
So you don't
would-
think
you
this
would
has
rather-
anything to do
Not
with the other beach
My
at the end of
buddy
the
Jim
road
Harris,
that's
he
been
came up with a
blocked
great
and then not
statement
let
years
people
ago.
use?
I was kind of down in the dumps.
My
A bunch of
parents
stuff
have
was
owned that
going
house.
on
We've been
in
in
my
the house
life.
over
It was
50
not
years.
Yep.
entirely
Nobody
all
used that
pleasant.
beach for a long time
And
because it was
Jim,
not maintained.
Who,
And no
who
one
was
who comes
himself
down wants to
26
walk up that
years
hill.
in the
So
National
they
Guard.
never come back.
Yeah.
If
As
they
a
come
chief
down with
sapper.
their chair or their dog, whatever, they
They're
never
the
come
first,
back. And there's no
yeah,
place
they're
to
the
park.
first ones
But
that
it
get
wasn't
sent in
until,
before
oh,
everybody else.
I don't
They're
know how
the
many
ones
years ago,
disarming
we
the
decided
bombs,
to take back the
the
beach,
improvised
clean it up,
explosive
mow it.
devices.
I got a
Jim
canoe in
looked
there
at
with
me and he said,
flowers.
"Charles,
We had it all
the
staked.
detective was
beautiful.
We have, it's really nice now. So
A good
people are
one
starting
or
to
a
come
bad
down, I think, because it's nice.
Well, I think you had a younger class, like
It's
you
not
said, the big
overgrown.
Y
You
guy's
guys
a
care
young
about
guy,
it?
he's got
Which
a
I know
young
you
wife,
do.
and they got a dog, so now they're,
Then
Yep.
start taking
well,
pictures
I know
of
the
it.
owners of the houses around me
Look
were all
for
old
federal
people.
grants.
Now, it's much
You know,
younger people.
Mr. Johnson
I had
wants
a
to
nice
talk about
couple
federal grants all
Moving
the
right
time.
next to one of my
It's
houses.
enslavement.
They kept trying to
And
go
it's
down the
nothing
beach, they
against
get yelled
Brian.
at and
To
threatened.
our beach?
Is
No,
enslavement.
eight.
Oh,
It
oh, wait,
comes
I don't know
from
They had a
about.
little baby,
We can just talk about.
that
our
little
beach.
baby, the
It
wife
goes
had a
out
big
in
belly, because she had
perpetuity.
another
It doesn't
baby in there,
sunset.
and they were threatened,
And
heckled,
reluctance
yelled
with
at,
good life
That's not our, I
forces.
don't think we do with that.
huge cobblestones and bricks put on the walkway so they couldn't get down there.
That's not us.
No, but it's made people angry, I think what Travis is seeing,
Well,
it's made other people angry.
And,
yeah, and they can keep that anger, but not
you know, the
direct it
other
towards
thing
us.
I always.
Well,
Because
yeah,
you're
I
not
agree.
gonna win. That's the problem is you're gonna end up losing and going backwards. That's what I'm trying to say. The people who are gonna push me personally and us, they're gonna not like what's gonna happen down the road, and that doesn't have
I
to
mean,
happen.
what's gonna happen?
Move
They have a
the
deeded
boats and the
beach.
propellers.
They have a
No,
deed,
What
they
deeded,
do things
propel
that
all
you're
the
not
silts.
supposed
So
to
you're
do.
gonna have a dog
All
run
the
off
We
his.
never say anything.
So I already have it.
And it might
I
be
have
a
the
better
police
outcome.
report.
And
The
that
police
might-
report
that
states
might buy you guys
dog
a
has
little
to be
more time
on a
because
leash
basically-
in the water and out of the water on a shared
Well,
public
find
beach
out.
all the time.
Find out.
6-foot leash all the time.
Find out.
Have we said anything to this said person? You know who it is. No, we haven't, because we're trying to be civil. Okay? Do we say anything about somebody coming down with a quad with jet skis all unregistered and everything, using it as a boat launch? No, we haven't. But you know what's gonna happen if this continues? There's gonna be problems for him. We don't want problems for him, but it's gonna be problems if
No, they
people
were,
keep
you know
pushing it.
what?
Okay?
I saw them
Because we
on
can shut
our
all that
side.
down. Yes, you can still come and swim
it's a deeded
One
beach.
person.
You have a
To
You have a-
swim.
to
You have
swim.
a
You know
30-foot
what?
road there that
Go
you
to
guys
the-
have made
go to the
16
select.
feet. I have,
We have
I
not
have,
made
We
it.
haven't
I
made
have,
it
I
16
have a
feet.
25-foot road that I made 16
Kyle.
feet just because my grass grew. I mean, I can't
What
claim
is
The
it?
people.
road is wider than when I bought it.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
made
So,
the-
so,
we made
so
the road
what's,
wide.
so what's wrong with the quad? I mean, the quads are unlicensed, you're saying?
Unregistered,
Alright.
unregistered, jet skis.
But that's not part of the
And
beach.
it's a boat launch.
But
It's
that's
not a boat launch. You
but
can't
this
be
is-
launching.
But do you guys see you're at the Board of Health meeting?
Right.
We're talking about testing.
Oh, yeah.
None of this has to do with
Sure
anything
does.
I've done.
Sure does. The
Eric-
testing, you just said our
Eric and
beach.
those guys know about that beach. They've been using it long before we came up with
That's but you just said, doesn't have it, yes it does. You said that beach doesn't get tested for oils and contaminants, correct? Because it's not not a boat launch. It's not a mooring. There should be nothing on
No,
there.
No, we're offering,
being
because we've had complaints, maybe someone here is in the meeting, I don't know. We've had complaints
And
about
as for me,
sheen,
I'm already,
okay?
I work.
So we have
65
several
hours
emails
a
in
week.
here from the past few
I
years about
volunteer on
sheen,
both,
right?
both the
Sheen is
board
oil
and the
and
planning
gas
board.
and diesel residue.
I have
Last
given
year, you said at the
everybody
meeting
this
that one was
town
going to only
my
be
phone.
tested
I
Right.
get
for
calls
So,
all
non-motor
the time.
oils, contaminants and stuff because it's
Right.
not a boat launch, it's not a mooring, and there's nothing there.
But
That's
if
what
you,
you said.
but Travis, if you call us and you say, hey, I've got a sheen here and it keeps showing up and I want to test it, we'll come down and test it for you for a fee. That's what we're offering there. We're offering to test for boat residue type stuff. Do I think anybody's gonna want that? No, I don't think anybody's gonna pay that. It's gonna be big bucks.
which we call the
I mean,
spillover.
E. coli is $60.
And
One.
Jake Haller.
So the whole
and I,
season
They
is.
should be testing for that
They
other
used to have a little raft out here.
Right.
chemical.
You guys voted to put that in. I stood at
We
the
didn't
town.
vote for that.
I stood at
Yeah.
town hall and said,
Chinese blow molded
Board of,
Godzilla.
Select board
It's probably
voted.
19.
look, we're not telling people to use your beach. I don't understand why you're coming at me this way. We're not.
Jake
We're
and I would
offering
both go
testing
diving for it even then. when I was a
equally,
kid. I
because
mean,
we're gonna
diving
test
now,
5 private beaches that are deeded access. So if somebody else wants a deeded
it's
access
only
beach
8.5
tested,
feet deep.
we will offer it to them, but they gotta pay.
Underneath
And they can select one test for the whole summer.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Or they can select a number of tests.
Of
Absolutely.
course. Of
And my
The
my
way
thing
you-
about
you
dredging
stated-
at the beginning, when they started talking about dredging,
You said,
that is going to be
if
a
a-
complete waste of time.
exactly, I think the exact
unless
words
you
were, if
identify
a
the runoff areas and
beach
fix those
tests
situations.
positive for something, you are going to assign an owner to the beach to put signage up. That's
No.
what your exact words were.
We're gonna publish the positive, that's it. We'll
And the-
publish
and
the
the main
positive.
problem
We don't, there's no sign.
And right after,
Now,
coincidentally, after you said owner, that's when I had my first problem.
Yeah.
Because they came down, I own the
So-
beach now.
Any
I'm like, no,
basic
you
catch
don't.
basin.
Okay, so listen,
They went overboard.
you're talking to me.
Did it happen one time?
This is
Keep
very
on happening?
rudimentary.
It's 3 times already.
So,
With the same person?
No, 2 different people.
so we're not doing this in a vacuum. Absolutely not. There's a recorded call somewhere at the Mass Public Health. We actually had a primary session with just the town of Holland. And we talked to them about the beach testing program. And they basically said, if you have beaches with more than like so many people on it, you should be trying to test those. So all we're doing, they agreed with this. This wasn't
This
something
is
that
what
we
you see
came up
above
with.
the road.
This is
the
Mass
straight
Public
line,
Health
either round
up
or
at Boston. In fact, I got a return email right here. Hold on.
Within
I have a return email
the interior of your
from the
typical
actual
catch basin.
program manager.
Does she know
I'm
that
gonna
some of
give you a
these,
cross
He
section.
said, "Hi, Kyle. It sounds like you've been on our website, blah, blah, blah. So you probably have already seen it, but just in case, here's a copy of
This
a
is
form
cross-section
for
the-
designating surrogate locations." So
For
what
the
we're
catch
allowed to
basin,
do is, and we had a long
we're
call,
gonna
as we
this
had on
our
the call,
inlet.
if we have a number of beaches along a shoreline, 500 meters,
So this
all right,
pipe
within
is
500 meters, we're allowed to do what's called a surrogate test.
irrelevant.
So we can pick a point somewhere between them and test at one of those middle point beaches, and it will count for all of them as the week's test.
This
What
is
we
your
can't
inlet.
do is, we can't have
This is your
significant things
discharge
between. We
point.
can't have a lake or a tributary
This is
coming
where
in.
the
We
water
can't
comes in.
cross that 500 meters over a tributary or a marina or, a sewer outlet. We had a long conversation with Mass Public Health, and this is, let's see,
The way a catch basin works, and they
Michael
maintain-
Beadle, Environmental
if they're not
Toxicology
maintained,
Program.
you
So
might
we had a
as well
call
have
with
these
three guys.
pipes just going right
We had a
in.
long call. So this
Water
is
flows in
June
here,
3rd.
It drops down into
We arranged for a call.
This catch,
It was at 2 p.m. I think.
it can be 4
Yeah,
feet
2
deep,
p.m. on June 3rd. We
6
talked to
feet
them.
deep.
so what I think got a lot of
But
people, because
basically,
we're
this
just a
whole
small group
space
of a
right
bunch of
here
people who
is meant to kill
You guys are upset about people using your beach. That's not us.
I've never said that.
We never said that.
You
we're
keep
upset
saying
with
it.
people
You
using
keep
our
saying
beach.
it.
We don't, we
We
like
don't-
people.
we like
using
people
it.
using
We like
the
So
the
what's the
kids
problem
coming
with the
having
beach
a
that
good time.
because we put it on the map?
Yes, that lot 20, my house is the beach.
Okay, so it no longer says lot 20 here.
Right,
It's not published as lot 20, and this has never been published. So you have a product.
but now
the
at the
town
last
put out.
Friends of Hamilton meeting,
Yeah.
with Stacy and I don't know who was it, might have been her, they said, we're gonna have an integrated map online, you can click to see what beach you can go to and everything else like that.
Who said that?
That was at the meeting.
Well, I think people are.
That was at the last Friends of Hamilton meeting, when we all got together,
So-
Stacy was there.
So we came to an agreement in August. We said we will test private beaches.
So.
We actually asked. Let me be honest with you.
Well,
That
if
call
it's-
was
if it's
recorded.
maintained,
I'm gonna
And
say
that's the problem.
I almost bet a week's salary that I think we asked the Lake Oversight Committee in 2022, give us a thing, a list of beaches, they didn't. And then we responded and said, okay, we'll find them if you're not gonna. But I'm pretty sure, so we only supplied this list of beaches, the map, that was all
I bet you
internal.
10 to 1.
My
At
email
one point,
only went
somewhere
to
back
select
in
board,
the not too distant
recreation.
history of this town.
So
I
if
bet
somebody's
you-
stirring up crap, it's not
If I
us.
didn't see that, then somebody would see it and say they can walk over my property.
Just because.
They were supposed to, the lake
And
committee
that was with no
was
budget.
supposed to take a look,
That was with
proofread it, make the
Korean
this
War.
is
Nobody
a
was supposed to have that
So
final.
it went to Lake Oversight.
Correct, but now
I
here,
remember
let's
Lake
go forward.
Committee, yeah, Lake
They're,
Oversight, yeah.
they're okaying it for what?
So,
from the mid
I
70s.
wanna
So
be
they
sure
say
I
that
got
his
this.
map is fine and everything's good, right?
Do five
We're good.
beaches,
We love it.
Brandon Cove,
What goes with, where did the map go from there?
Ed
Lake
Logic,
Sayad,
Walter
Massaponic.
That's what I'm
George
saying.
Carlin.
That's why they making it public or?
Are we gonna
Peter
do
It
Craig
should never go
Brandon?
public.
I thought that it's there for the testing, so we can
That's it.
decide.
Hey,
You
think
guys
so.
can help us decide.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, these
I
are
can remember
what we're
going with
testing.
Dad.
We need to know
Beach
which
and,
beaches, we
Problem
need
is
the,
it's more.
out to
that
Rhode
needs to
Island
come from the Lake
Oh, yeah,
Oversight
no.
Committee.
to buy
I
the
want-
used
But
truck
they
was
don't
lower.
know this.
You need to
Where-
tell
I
them, they
know
went to you and
where-
asked
Do you
you,
even know?
Was it?
you need to.
No, they
Tom
didn't.
described
Oh,
it.
They
Peter
sent
Mall.
to her.
Okay.
I can't tell
No,
you how many times
Stacy
I went
sent
up to
it to
meetings
her.
All right, so hold on.
when I
So
was little,
Everybody, guys,
to the
can I-
elementary school. Yes,
point of
sir.
order.
Yep.
So we sent an email to select board, Lake Oversight Committee,
Oh, so
And-
Lake
and-
Oversight does have this.
and Recreation Town. That's the actual email department. We sent it to them. We asked for the beaches that the kids used. I believe that's why they sent it to you guys. And they probably sent the permit because they wanted you to look at the Word document, the permit. You probably got that too.
Yeah.
So they're using you guys as a surrogate. But that was never supposed to go out to the public. This is a
It
draft
didn't go out
document.
to the public.
Well, 'cause
So, but you
are
guys
part of
need to
the board,
res-
so you guys are part of the public too, correct? I
Yeah.
assume?
Yeah,
You guys
we are.
you need to respond to them. I want to get it from the Lake Oversight Committee officially, which beaches they want us to treat. Not treat, test. We need to get it from them. And they should CC Recreation, right? And they should CC the select board. So we're all in agreement. So we don't get ambushed again next August when people say you didn't test the beach we agreed to test. That's what we want. And then we have a document. It's for a permit to get water testing. If anyone else in town wants to have their beach tested, they can go and
You're
have
right
it tested.
away, you're talking.
Yeah, whatever the deeded access beach, or even I own a lot that's my own beach. I could elect to use the town beach testing program and get one test done. If I smell something, I feel like something's weird, I can pull the permit and it'll get put on next week testing list.
I think we all realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it a number of times.
Yeah, but it
It's
seems
pretty
like-
clear what the initial purpose is.
Yeah.
The problem that we see is that there's mission creep.
Sure, I can see it. Yeah.
So you might say, that's when you have a project to do A, but it morphs into A plus B, C, D, and E.
A to Z.
Well, the mission creep is guaranteed. We are going to mission creep this.
Okay, so what Travis is
We're gonna
saying-
map out all the tight tanks
Yeah,
on
okay,
top of this.
Tight tanks and
Okay.
testing, we don't care about.
Okay,
I mean, we care.
you
about-
should, because that's why
I mean,
the
that's-
E.
We're in
coli
favor of
is
that.
But that's your initial
Yeah.
mission, and we're happy with that, that's great.
Flashlight with you.
It's mission creep that we're worried about. So
Just
now,
randomly go
like Travis's
click it on and look down
lot
inside.
was listed as where
Any
the beach
beach
is,
land.
but that's not where the beach
It's
is.
not, it's not on the, not on this map now.
And if
Okay,
it's
now.
And you should never,
It was never released
and you
to the
should
public.
never
I
got
know.
that.
That's the
I
whole
know,
thing,
but
yeah.
thank God I did, or,
Yeah.
you know, because we
Now-
would have a problem.
Yeah.
Imagine
Go ahead.
two
Keep
guys
going.
out
But
there.
that's the whole thing, he needs to, or whoever needs to go over the same, he's
Okay,
got
so
a
that's
rough
my
draft.
point, that's my
That's the
point
whole thing,
exactly.
is the five.
So who's gonna go to every one of these 47 beaches and know that they're there and usable? Who's gonna do that?
That's not up for us.
Kyle,
That's
Then
up,
why is it even there? If it's not up for you to verify what you're saying, why is it there?
there and usable or on the town's approved, signed and stamped subdivision plan. That is actually at the county of deeds, which says this is a beach. I mean, that's what we're going
Is that
by.
the one from 1917 that you're talking about?
No, there's a 19th, so there's a couple deeds that go way back, right?
Correct.
And there's a couple wordings in those deeds which If you happen to be a house that has that wording, you have a bonus house. You have a fantastic house. Your property is valued very high.
Did you talk to a lawyer on that one?
By the way,
You can,
Why?
Yeah.
Because when I was down
It's
talking to
terrible.
ours, they said there's expirations on that,
At some
and
point
if anything
in
was
time,
bought and sold
I
prior
bet
to
you
that,
your road was
it is
maintained
null
by
and
the town.
void.
If you went
So you're
back
saying that
25
someone who
years
has a
ago, I
deed
bet you-
access in their deed is null and void? Are
They
you saying that my
expire.
property?
No. They expire. When somebody else buys a piece of property, like across from Massaconnack, they were 25, they gained them into a 150-foot lot.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
well, if they rewrite the deeds, then they take it out, but it has to be taken out.
They don't take it. They don't go back in time and take it out of the 1917 deed. It's not in the new deed. If it's not in the new deed, it doesn't matter.
Right, they take it out. Do you know how that happens?
Correct.
It's the developer does it.
Correct.
A perfect example is there's a lot on our side of the lake, on the southern basin, which has a private beach on it. And the guy who owned that lot in the very beginning, right, he owned it, and he owned everything behind it. But that was the only beach on the plan at the time. And so what he wrote in that very first deed was, with rights to use with others for bathing and boating. But what happened was, when he subdivided, right, and got rid of everything,
Issue you guys-
he actually took his right out of
the
there.
biggest issue.
So he
that you
removed
guys
his right
face
to
is
use
one
that, and he
that as
gave
soon
it to
as
these
a lot of
5
these
or
roads
20
were paved,
properties, right? And then he had another subdivision over here, but he kept it for that. That's how you rule it.
Travis lives
The
right
original
up the road from
subdivider
where
or
6
joiner
or 7
removes it.
wells all come together
They don't remove anyone else's.
in a gully.
Let's say you have a private beach and you own it, right? Let's say you have
That's
lots
exactly it.
30 through 35, and there's a private beach on, and you own them all,
I
private
was
beach, you own them.
asked- I was
And you
asked
merge
2
them all
years ago by
together?
Pete Fitch,
Are you telling me that
when he was
private
punching
beach
the line.
language then disappears?
He wanted me to go in there and fix that
Well,
road for
that
you
is
guys.
being discussed as we speak.
No, the
I mean,
logistics
yes.
were,
Yeah.
the logistics
If
were
you think
terrible.
that's a land court issue.
It's not up to me, it's up to the lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to a land court. It's up to a
Well,
judge and a
That's a
jury.
lawyer talking to
Yeah.
a judge, yes.
And I think you could probably find case law.
It can
Any-
always be
anywhere.
done,
100%.
but it
Yeah,
takes
you could
all
find
of
going
you
either way.
pulling together
It's like if
and
somebody comes on your
cooperating,
property and
otherwise finding
chops
out
down
it's
your trees, you can sue them for
impossible
$250,000.
financially
Absolutely.
on your own.
You know,
to
one
do it.
tree.
And it's also on
That
this.
happens.
There's all different kinds of ways
Yeah.
you can do things.
So we're not, you think we're scope creeping because we made the map.
No, I'm saying there will be scope creep. So
Which
you
is
have
why
to
we
be
were going for
sure
grant.
that all
No, I
that's
know,
made,
but
that there's
I
no
really-
errors like Travis's are.
And that was
you
just a
corrected
quick glance.
tonight, That's very
But
good.
we fixed it. We,
Yeah,
we,
I know,
I've heard
I don't
but
know
you
whole
fixed it
error.
because he brought it up tonight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might not have gotten fixed.
well, we have the list of beaches here.
What
So,
about
so we,
other people?
So, in essence, if it never hits the public, nobody's gonna go search for the lot that there's a house on right now.
Right.
You
Why
know.
are you guys even looking at it,
But-
right?
but
Truly, like, it
Travis,
shouldn't have got sent to you
Travis,
guys.
you're assuming that somebody
It went to
of their own
certain
volition
people and
wouldn't do
certain
it
people leaked it out, so it got leaked
just
to you
for
guys, who else is it
look
gonna
it
get
up.
leaked to?
Well, I
Whoever
did.
gets
Well,
leaked,
I know
like-
Kyle and I.
But we did
Yeah.
you a favor tonight.
I
Oh, I'm
said-
not saying
I-
that you
I-
were
I-
not.
I- I-
So-
I went on the water.
Like,
so
if
our-
you guys got it, if you
spots.
wanna send it to a couple of your friends and then a couple,
They're there.
that's the only way it's gonna get out is who's leaking it,
So I
you know?
parked
So-
my boat,
I'm not
it's like,
saying
I get my car, see if I can
so
find
just a
it.
point of order, Travis,
Right,
just a
that's
point of
fine.
order.
Like, there's a garage.
Travis, a point of order.
Yeah.
So the permit application has a list of beaches on it. And on this list, we have South Leisure Drive Beach,
Mhm.
adjacent to lot number
Correct.
20 Hamilton
Yeah.
Park, adjacent,
Yeah, that's how it should be written.
right? And that's how it's written in the deeds. We read the
Correct.
deeds. I mean, we could make it another thing. I mean, I don't,
No, that's perfect fine. You could even
And I think you were missing the word adjacent.
on the picture.
right, but here, I'm just checking. Here it's here.
Yep.
And it's also on the map, on the actual
Now.
map. The map you have is a picture of a map.
I want a list of them.
That's not the actual,
Can you make it?
well, you have it by email. It's an email.
I don't have it.
Do you have a computer at home?
I couldn't
Oh,
print
here's
it
the
out.
email right here.
What do you guys?
There's an
want?
email.
That's the
Yeah.
email that you sent to him with my address on it.
Yeah, see, so and that was not supposed to go out.
You know.
That was specifically to the select board.
Yeah.
And we sent it to them.
I mean,
It literally-
I'm just saying.
The email literally says, review, comment, and edit.
I think somebody should be. I mean, that's why I think this should go to some legal entity to make sure that is 100%. Because if somebody, say there's another something on one of these two, because there's 45, 47 of them, say it's wrong, and I have my dogs out in the yard, and somebody comes walking through there and they get attacked by my dogs, it's not gonna be my fault. It's gonna be who sent them on my property's fault.
We're not sending anybody. We're doing beach
That's the
testing.
creek part we're talking about, you know? So,
So you think by publishing the map,
oh God, if you publish
we're
the
gonna
map,
cause people to
Correct.
use a beach that they don't have rights to?
no, that they may have rights to, but it's not there anymore.
Right,
By, you're saying that they're there, but they're not
they're
there.
not there.
But they're in a deed somewhere.
If somebody built their house on it, that's gonna be gone.
Nobody built a house. The planning board would not allow somebody
Okay,
to
go
build a
look at that
house.
garage that's over there.
So tell me, hey, inform us. Let's have this
Go
be a
down,
back
go
and forth.
go
So
down,
which one?
Go down Massaconic.
Which one? Tell me. I'll get the map open. Why are we playing this game? Why don't you help us?
Go down Massaconic.
Okay. We're here.
So you got across from mine. Across from where's
Oh,
Massaconic Shores is here.
Where's Leisure?
Why ours aren't.
Leisure's here.
Ones on the lake were.
Okay, so straight across you got White Road.
Yep.
Yours were.
Now,
Okay.
you know what, they used to,
So
when I was on
you
LLC,
got okay.
Massaconic South.
Which one's that? That's 32 and that's 10, right?
Yeah, it's 10 feet. Yeah.
10 feet, yeah.
There's a
when they.
a garage on it.
Well, yeah, you see right there. And there's I think if I'm not mistaken, a chain link fence that wraps the whole thing.
My ex-husband used to
Yeah. So that's it right there on the map.
build,
Right. That's the map.
Blow this up
It's
over here.
so.
I
filled
can't.
up.
It's not. I gotta download it. It's not gonna-
There's a 10-foot easement right there too.
Yeah, but that's just for driveway. That's like a driveway.
And then there's the where is it right there? That's that one.
There's two. There's this one here,
Yeah.
and this one at the end. Yeah, and you know,
My pants falling down.
Yeah.
That's the normal one.
It's not even a
No one
floor.
wants to do it. It's kind of like when I used to go up.
They don't want to do it inside.
Yeah.
No one wants to pick up some of that stuff. You're not gonna do it.
oh no, it's 10-foot right away. That's not the beach.
So that's
That's
you
right.
got you see, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you got to label it as a 10-foot.
Yeah.
People are gonna say it's a beach, but it's not. You can't get to it. So there's another misleading one.
It's a 10-foot right away. I mean, it's on the.
It's not there.
But it's on the deed. I don't-
You got to walk through a person's house to do it. It's not there.
All right, well, look at that
I
one.
went on the water, stopped right there, then I went in my car and went there. It's
Oh, you
not
went.
there.
You followed the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Nicely done. Yeah.
And that-
Why don't you
I
go
picked-
and follow the map for the FHRA and come back with a list of
I
people's first
I
test?
picked 3, and that's what I saw my problem, and then I saw that problem, and then I'm like, this is just gonna compound and keep going,
Right.
And then you got another misleading thing is you say that there's 100-foot Mashpog Beach,
Yeah, that's good.
and then a 40-foot Lee Beach, and then on the map it says it's 147 foot. So where did they combine?
No, the 147. So the map is so that reference. Yeah, that's a good one though.
That's
That's a
another
good
one.
So that is the
It's endless. The more and more I had to stop looking at it because
So-
there's more and more problems.
so this is called the Mashpog Road Beach, 100-foot. That's what that is, 100-foot beach. And the way it's referred to in people's deeds who have access to it, it says 100 starts 147 feet from the Carlos lot, and we map out the Carlos lot.
Mhm.
So, but that people use that. I mean, they don't have a problem with it. People have a
No.
dock on there and
No,
everything.
but it's for other people. If this were to go further,
Yeah.
other people are going to interpret it different ways than it's meant to be. That's the problem. And then you got the people who are loving that place and enjoying it because I drive by them all the time, wave to them.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have people coming in here and saying, "Look, I own this." That's the problem. There needs to be a map and a key.
Well, but if they do have deeded access rights, they do have the ability to use it.
Correct,
Right.
but not modify it, change it. There's no one that can do that.
Does that happen with signs?
I think that,
You think it's
I
some
think
kind of
signs is a
sign?
great idea.
You know,
or if this ever were to get out.
It's out now. You've had it.
Right.
So someone let it out.
I'm not,
We
I'm not,
we didn't
I'm not
let it
sharing
out.
with anybody, but there should
I
be a
would,
map
I'd
and
be
a key
pissed.
saying, there is no parking. When I went down to the Moscow Trail, you can't even drive. It's almost, you can't even put a car down the road. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna come here and enjoy it, you have to walk. There's no parking. There's no parking on our road. Would I like it to be 30 feet? Yeah, I've got 3 trailers I could put out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's only 12 feet, an average of maybe 19 feet in some areas, if that.
Yeah.
It goes like this. Would I like it to be developed? Yes, but will it ever be developed? No, because they have to do, there's 3 artesian wells, drilled wells, and 2 shallow wells they would have to remove and do it. They're not going to ever do
Well,
that. It's not going
Travis,
to
you're,
happen.
you're proving my point, and I say this again and again to the point of nauseam,
Uh-oh.
I'm sure for all of you.
Here we go.
But I'll do it again
He lives on a farm.
for your benefit. So after World War II, a bunch of guys come back, the ones that survived, they pull their money together, they buy surplus bulldozers, which is what these boys did, and they start punching roads in.
Oh, yeah.
Left
no,
and
oh,
right.
absolutely. I see it all the time.
All around, no, on this glorified retaining pond. And then, in the late 70s, early 80s, Holland starts paving it. And now you're locked in.
Oh, no, I agree. You know what?
And that is how it is.
Oh, I'm and you know what? I'm not even having I don't have a problem.
I know you
I
don't.
love it.
I know
You know?
you don't. But with that comes stuff like tiny roads.
Yeah.
No place to park.
Correct.
A lot of the times, roads that used to be maintained, and this is what I would at your leisure, look it up. Ask the select board, ask Stacy, ask the clerk, ask Valerie to look it up for you. When was your road abandoned? And you're gonna have to go back
Abandoned
to,
in which way?
in terms of not being maintained by the town, because I guarantee you, if you go back 25 years ago,
They still plow it, sand it, and take care of it. So I'm fine with
well,
that.
you're lucky then.
They do a great job of it.
You're
Well,
lucky.
it's considered a private road,
Hmm.
but by law, you have to have emergency access. So
That's
you
right, you do.
Even
Which
though-
is why I did not accept the job when Pete Vigil
I
asked
mean,
me
they
to
do.
it,
I mean,
because
I
had the road
I can tell you right now, I had no problem with absolutely anything until someone starts yelling at me on my property, and my dogs get attacked.
That's the new entitlement. with
On my property.
They should just put a fence around that private beach then.
I would.
They
but-
should
but
just
see
put a
the-
fence around
See,
it.
the thing is, it's beautiful.
Massacana did it.
It's beautiful.
I mean, Massacana is the same situation. If all the people, a group of people that have access to Lot 20, they should just make an HOA association like Massacana did, and they should just put a fence around it.
It would absolutely ruin the look of that whole down. It's gorgeous.
Well, it might
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah, no, it would.
It might mean because then they could put a thing at the end where they don't pull jet skis and jeeps
Well,
or
it's
whatever.
small.
Small
That's
fence
in
or
the
just
works.
some kind of
You know.
area beautification so
I
they
think
can't drive
33
in there.
people, how many people are on that deed? 30 people who actually go in for an HOA? Half of them don't come down because there's no place to
Yeah, I
park.
mean,
They can't walk back
that's
up.
why it's been so good, because like I said, I think you are skewed in the way here's the people that live there. We're their butters. We don't care that people come down. We enjoy it, okay? It's when people start attacking you on your own property, okay? I've been fined for 5 years, never said a damn thing about any little thing I could have said. I turn a blind eye to it, okay? And if anybody says that, they're completely lying. The only thing I've ever said, the only thing I've ever said is, please don't park in front of my driveway where I can't get out.
That makes sense.
That's all I've ever asked. And that, people get upset about that. There's only a room for one car. We pull in, you can't get out. All I say is, don't park in front of my driveway. That's all I've ever asked.
But it's safe to say you've never had problems until this year.
No. When we first moved in, there was people parking there, and I put a stop to that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, that was right off the bat. Then people start saying he's an asshole down there. I'm like, well, I need to park in my driveway. What's the problem? I'm sorry that you've been doing it for 50 years. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not my problem anymore. Okay, I'll be as.
But that was 10 years ago.
That was
2014 or something.
That was 5 years.
Okay.
5
So,
years.
but you haven't had a problem until recently.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, and then so
That's
the other end.
You have another problem that's happening on the other end that's pushing people
The
down.
other end
I'm
is
just telling you that.
my neighbor Chuck to the left of me that has a on the other side of the beach. We're on this side. He's on the right side. He's got the log cabin up on the hill.
Yeah.
He's got a little stone fireplace. He uses it 4 times a year.
Yeah.
That's his little thing he likes to do. A certain person came down. It's on my property. Takes his stones, throws them in the water. Takes his logs, throws them up on his property. So I walk down as I'm mowing the lawn, and I'm like, well, something's different here. I'm like, oh, where's Chuck? Hey, Chuck, did you get rid of your little fire pit? He goes, no, why would I do that? I'm like, oh, okay, maybe some kids just threw it. I found they're right there in the water. I took them, put them exactly where they were, grabbed his logs, put them back there. I'm up cleaning the catch basin on the top of our road, and I'm cleaning the mailboxes and cleaning the road. The person comes up and goes, did you move that? Did you rebuild that? I'm like,
Who was this?
I said, yes, I did
Do
rebuild
I know
it.
this person?
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
I said, yes, I did rebuild that. I said, I think some kids vandalized it. He goes, no, I took it down. It's on our property. I'm like, that
Eric
right
wouldn't
there.
do that. That's not Eric.
He did do that.
Yeah,
Eric did that?
He did that.
Oh, I don't.
yeah.
100%.
No, Eric's just a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. That's why I don't understand why he's being coerced
being-
into being this.
You know why?
He's changing.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
not changing. People on Leisure Drive aren't sticking up for him at the other end.
Well,
I mean, you all live on Leisure Drive. You don't know why everyone's getting angry coming down to 20.
Yeah, but that's not.
Don't
That's
take
not
it
our
out on
problem.
us.
Are you egging them
Yeah,
on at the
maybe.
front?
No.
Are you
have-
telling them maybe they might be
No.
wrong?
No.
We don't.
Are you telling them maybe, hey, for 40 years?
No,
people
you know
use
we
that?
said, no, you know what we did say when they talked to us about it?
I heard the guy pulled a gun.
He's
I
nuts.
heard a guy show his
I
gun.
can tell
to
you
him.
right now, he's nuts. None of us like him. Okay, put it that way.
I'm just telling you what I hear.
Let me tell you.
And it's spreading onto my property.
Let me tell you
It's got
something.
nothing to
Okay.
do with us.
It has nothing to do with us.
Well,
So don't come and just.
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying you're noticing something's different.
let me
It's
tell you
only
something.
been the past 6 months, and I know something's different too because I'm on the other side.
Let me explain one thing to you. When we hear what's going on up there,
It's affecting us up here.
It's obviously affected you.
Well, we're gonna put it into it.
when we hear what's going on up there, do you know what we do?
What?
We're not surveyors.
Yeah.
We are not title attorneys. Okay? We tell her the best advice anybody can tell her. If you've got a problem and everybody's bitching and everybody has it, just go to land court, let them solve it, and then whatever they say is you got to go with.
Well, I know Five Birch. I talked to Five Birch because she had me receive an Amazon package, and I put together some chairs for her, put it on her deck, and she told me that, just send everybody to 20. That's what I was talking with her. She said, I'm just gonna send her niece and nephew have the house. Just send them to 20. They don't want to deal with 8 anymore. And I think that's what's happening
Well, we're gonna
all
deal
over with all the other properties that have access.
And
So now you have
so now
the new
that's
users
why,
are not this map.
so that's why
We didn't create the new users.
So
It's one.
that's why Eric is upset. And I like Eric. I always thought
He's
he's
a great guy. I can't
great
believe
kid.
he did that.
I think what's happened is he's like, we're losing this beach. Part of that conversation after all the baloney, he's like, well, I'm trying to protect. We're losing this beach, and I'm losing a place. What's happening
Yeah, they need
is
to protect their rights.
last year.
I would too. I'd be
Yeah,
upset.
no, he's down there. Like he was down there today. I said hi to him. We went out. Blah blah blah. What's happened is, and what you're saying is part of the problem.
It is.
Because and for him to push us is the wrong way to get what he wants.
What does he want?
Hold on.
Well, I think he probably sees you probably the way you guys say, hey, you know who it is. You talk to them. I'm sure they probably say, hey, they know who's caused the problem. They're friends and aligned with them. I'm sure there's assumptions of clan mentality and collectivism going on here.
So
You have to see through
Eric,
that,
Well, I
right?
can see that point, but I think it's one because we have taken the time, the effort,
Yep.
and the money to put this back. Like I told you, it's been in my family for over 50 years, and for a long time,
Yep.
the grass was up here. You couldn't even go down there until we decided to take it back,
so Eric,
mowing the lawn and beautifying it. And now Eric and everybody down, the Airbnb place we have up there too is an issue because they come down and they go onto other people's properties and docks. And we have to say that's somebody else's
so
dock.
this is why Eric's probably got pushed a little over the edge with your problem up there at 8. But when he comes down, he, over the past 5 years, he was always used to maybe seeing nobody or maybe 2 people,
Right,
if
right.
that.
Mhm.
Now with the Airbnbs that's up there, which all the people that Robert rents to are freaking awesome. He's great. He does. I don't know how he finds these people, all families, young kids, nice people. It's awesome. And maybe Rasmussen and her people coming down. Now there's 20 people down there. It doesn't bother me because that's why we left the trees. I don't see it, and I go down and I'll talk to him, sit and hang with him. But he was used to just being the only person down there, which was great, and I would have loved it too. And now he feels that he's overburdened or invaded on, and I could see that because when you get 10 people on that beach, there's no room. There's no room. 10 people on that beach in chairs, there is really no room
I was
left.
at the Sciog the other day and I like turned around, we parked for a second, I said, I'm not swimming here, cause there was literally 15, 20 kids in the water, I'd never
Yeah.
seen that before.
Yeah, so the thing is, he likes to just sit and sun himself, which is cool, but now he's sitting in the middle of 10 people, which he never was used to before.
Mm.
And then when you look at it, and I would agree with him on this, when you look at it and be like, they're from New York, they're from New Jersey, and they're from there, and
Right.
and here I am, I'm the only one, I've seen it, and I've seen it on his face, and do I feel bad for him? Absolutely. I said I would rather them not be there, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and everybody seems to get along.
I'm sure he probably thinks you're aligned with the other problem down the end of the road.
Not at all.
It doesn't seem like he's that
Not-
kind of guy.
not at all.
That.
Not at all.
And we
Guys.
have to admit, we do ask him to
Kate.
leash his dog, which he
Kate.
hasn't been asked
Can
to.
I make a point of order
Sure.
right now? You guys still have a quorum if I leave for the night.
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna
One
get
of
done.
the-
It's
we-
one
crazy.
of the
It's getting
nice
late.
things about having you on board, Peter, one of the tiny things I'm gonna allow myself, so Kyle, you got keys to the building?
Does
I don't have
you
any
live
with
on the lake?
My
All right, so we
mother-in-law
gotta-
is.
Listen, we gotta call it a night. But listen,
Sparky?
So
we
my
don't have-
mother-in-law is his neighbor, and I own
We're
a
not
house on
trying to do
Sturbridge and
this.
another one right by.
we just
Sciog.
wanna know,
Okay, so you're on
we
the
want
south
you guys
side.
to identify
You're
the
on the
beaches
side
you
of
want
Borough.
tested.
Yeah.
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 We didn't
So
send
it's
that
that
to you.
green house right before.
We sent the
Sparks.
lake
So there's
oversight.
a boat ramp at his
So
house,
reply
his house
through
on the
them
other
to
side of
us.
the boat ramp.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought I was
Gene
supposed
is
to,
Pete Ferry,
like, because I have been talking to you about this for so
Yeah.
long.
I always thought you were lake oversight, too,
Oh.
anyway, so.
No.
But you,
I
but,
was for a little while.
so they sent it to you,
I
so you
live
need
like
to
right
take a
in
look
front
at
of
the
Al
permit
West.
too.
Yeah.
To make sure
Goes
it's
all
right,
the way
right,
back,
we
right?
wanna be
The
able to
green house,
offer,
they're like greased
somebody
up,
wants to
also
test
put
their
a farmer's
beach once
porch
or
and all
5
that on
times,
it.
or
Okay.
maybe
It's
someone
right
comes in,
before
they're
the
only
street.
here
I
with
actually
kids
own the
from
greenhouse
Right.
right
July
before
4th
Street
to
that
August.
yellow, so I
We'll
know
test the
a
beach,
lot
let's
more
go
than
back.
Okay. Cool.
And then you
Now,
guys can
you're
see
new
what
to
the cost
to
is.
the Board of Health.
So if you wanna,
I just got on the other day,
if
yesterday.
you wanna supplement some of that cost and add beaches yourself, you can do that.
Yeah.
Cause you have money,
Yeah.
right?
We have money and we have
And
a lot of things to
Day
spend.
one.
But we have, but we have to surrogate too,
I like the way you're
so you can
understanding
choose
what we
to
were
group
saying.
beaches
So,
together.
like I said before, I'm a
We have to
military veteran.
approve
I've done water
the
courses,
separation
like,
and how 500 meters,
University
along
of
500
California.
meters of
I've
coast.
done,
Okay.
a
But,
lot of different water
and we
treatment
can
plants. I
put
run a
group
couple- I
beaches
run
together
a
as long as there's no
manufacturing,
outfalls
so I
and
just-
rivers.
I've
and-
done a lot
Can we
with water,
somehow
water
have, like,
treatment,
a-
understanding.
Well, Branch,
A town meeting about, or like a lake resident meeting about this, so it can get
99 to
explained to everyone?
2007.
Yeah,
And
we-
they can group themselves together.
But it's
I
not
think,
as smart
I think
as
they
you.
should do it
This
for
one just got out of
Facebook. I mean,
Marines,
don't we have like a
Nice.
Facebook?
Yeah, but not everybody
Haven't
does.
seen him for
Yeah,
close to
you're
4
right.
years.
Yeah, we can think about
He was
something.
overseas. he was
Because
employed
then
with
everybody
the-
would understand
So
it,
you've done
and the
now?
people that wanted to group
Well,
together.
we gotta
Yeah.
do it like Lake
No,
Oversight
he doesn't want-
Committee,
he's done.
Conservation,
I'm
and Board of Health
Yeah,
together.
yeah, he would come back for
We're in
a
charge
couple
of
months, and
testing.
they would send him
They
out
should
for
have
unemployment,
input.
come back, another
You guys
deployment.
get
Well, that's what
input.
happened to me. I just kept
Right,
getting
but
ran
they
for
should
it.
have
At the
input.
end, they were splitting up
That's the
half
official,
going to
right?
Iraq,
Right.
half going to Afghanistan.
Board of Health
I
is
just
not
had a
gonna
baby.
call
I was like,
beaches. That was the whole thing.
I'm not doing
Yeah.
this.
We asked
So
for a
I ain't
list,
going
and
back
that's why
up.
we made
Thank
this
God I
town
didn't. I had a fun life.
No, I
He
think,
said, I've seen
I
more
just
than
think they
any,
didn't want it getting out
he said,
that
most Navy guys don't
These
even
are all
are on as
beaches
many
that-
ships as I
Yeah.
do,
people can
Wow.
you know?
walk
Wow.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
do
know.
whatever they
awesome.
want.
Yeah.
I understand.
For-
Just
for
for
Father's Day,
like
he-
public records.
Hey, Dad, you wanna
Yeah.
go for a ride? I'm like,
You know,
all right. He's over in
and,
Okinawa,
I
Japan.
mean, I just
He's
sent
on
it
the,
to
he's on the
people,
beach with
you
his
know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting.
fighting vehicle and everything.
All right, so
Big Hellcat comes
I'm gonna
up,
motion to close.
gets on, goes
I
into
second
the
that
belly of the
one.
ship out, way out in the ocean. It was just
Really?
cool.
All in
Cool
favor?
ride, man.
Peter,
Way too
Aye.
cool.
Peter,
Close, okay. We're gonna close.
Thank you.
Charlie's gonna lock up, we don't have a key. Charlie has the key. Yeah, listen, that was never supposed to go public. So,
But help us
if it
with
went outside,
But so listen, you
Not
gotta
me.
see something.
No,
I said
no,
I
it
joined the
was
board
only
formally,
Stacy giving
all
it
of
to
a sudden,
me, and I
anything
sent
you
it to
guys
the
can
advisory
help me
board
with,
for
like, I
comments.
want stuff,
And
'cause-
then my email
I'm
to
new
you
to it.
is the result of those.
I would,
comments.
my only thing is,
that's the
I'm not
toxicology
relating
sheets for
people
those 3 chemicals.
man, people,
I
everybody to get along.
put
Well, that's
circle
it.
stuff
Yeah,
in
That's
red,
what that's why
really fun
I,
to look at.
when I look
Okay,
at something, I
I
look
would
at it that
love
way. What's the best for both?
Like you saying coming down and like, oh,
I
you
think
should
we
know,
should-
but
we
being
should
able
buy
to
it.
you use it,
Yeah,
yeah, so I
you
think
need two
that
of them.
to start,
should buy
the easiest way aside.
But how do we
beach
ban them?
rights,
I mean, these
Well, we
fish
do
go
have
out
beach
of
rights, you have a
beach
sign.
owner,
You know what I mean?
People will wanna use them.
Yeah.
Because it cleans up on the boat.
It's like,
Real
a
nice.
teenager on
Yeah.
that thing.
So I
What are
mean,
you doing,
but if
Dave?
it's a state
I'm
road,
playing
can
a
we
game.
close it
It's
until
PG.
a good one?
Nah, probably
Oh,
not.
are you winning?
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's
If
called
he's
like
there-
a game.
I
No,
feel
no,
bad, I
if-
love that
if
kid, and
he-
I never thought he'd be like
If
that.
he's thinking, he was probably just mad those days, but if he's thinking that anybody at the end of the road, I mean, she
This
gives him
plan-
flowers,
He's mad.
You accept it?
The doctor
Yes.
thrown in the
You looked it
water.
over, okay.
He's
good.
mad
That's
that.
Cormier.
Yeah, I went up
I
and
know
looked.
Bob and Don
No,
let him
he's,
keep his boat there, now
Ron
he's got
Fox
it
is
where it's
paying
gonna
it.
be.
Yes,
Mad
for his
that-
sisters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I-
Okay, good.
You know, I get a lot
I'll
of,
write the letter up
Shit.
tonight.
That's perfect.
and, you know, people are mad, I think in general, that that
You wanna
dock,
be around tomorrow
everybody
morning?
was paid for and used, right, like 6 houses,
Not
used that
really, I'm
dock.
gonna be down in.
They hired this couple who
Ewing
always
and
goes
Drive.
down there and get it out.
told us
He
about that.
flopped it, he showed his gun, and the
I'm
dock
gonna be
got
in
frozen
Stafford.
and
Yeah, I remember it
squished.
got
Cause I
all
got
in.
my bills. I gotta bring the
And so-
rest of it.
Yeah, we saw it out there, we wanted to move it 100 times, but we,
wanna sign
actually,
them
me
right
and,
now?
just to
Can you
let you
do that
know,
right now?
before it
Yeah, I
froze,
can do that right
me and
Yeah,
Jeff
let's
went
go
down to the police station and said, hey, look, can we move this up because somebody's gonna get gaffed by this thing? And they said, no, we'll put a buoy out there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So I bought it from Ian.
okay, because we were like, let's get it out of the water for safety, which would have helped her out too. See,
Annie-
that's what I don't think,
Annie called me and said, I need some stuff done, and I said, I'll do it. And it ended up being a bunch of stuff, and I said, look, let me buy the dock from you too, so. Because it's not getting used.
Yeah. I think,
Welcome to the club. Have more fun than this every
no,
week.
when I see
every
Derek, I'll
night.
talk to him and
Every
try to
day
help
of
him
adventure,
understand
every meal a banquet.
that issue over there is
Every